Packers select Aaron Rodgers, quarterback from California.
League-shaking moves.
The Green Bay Packers select Jordan Love, quarterback, Utah State.
This is ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week.
The Green Bay Packers select
We may have some more sound following that Jordan Love selection sound, because it was 6 years ago today that Jordan Love was selected by the Packers. ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week. Gabe Neitzel, Kyle Wallace, Alex Strofe. And again, today is just, I've been saying it all week, and I was hoping that maybe today would be different, Kyle. Like, I'm going to wake up, it's going to be the day of the draft, and it's going to be, all right, here we go. Still, just another day. Brewers are playing, afternoon game in Detroit. Bobby Portis is talking.
Oh, what did Bobby say?
He said, I don't know if Taylor Jenkins will keep Giannis in a Bucs uniform. What helps is Jenkins was in Milwaukee during Coach Bud's stint. A hard decision when you're the best player in franchise history.
Wow. Interesting.
So, yeah, like the world's just still turning, and in the Packers world, there's, okay.
I'm not going to lie to you, Gabe, is that I don't have the same juice or excitement to watch the NFL draft tonight. Now, I will be watching when I get home. I'm going to relax. I'm going to enjoy the NFL draft because I love seeing the kids get drafted, or young men get drafted. But it's not the same when you have that anticipation waiting to see what do the Packers do. Will they trade up? Will they trade back? Who will they draft? I've been looking at this guy, but it's so different when you don't have a first-round pick.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Yes, sir.
What's Kyle Wallace's bedtime? Like, what time are we looking to hit the hay?
That is an excellent question. I usually lay down in bed around 10.
Okay, so I mean, hypothetically, you would be able to see most of the first round at that point.
Yeah, I'm by myself. Baby girl's on her bachelorette party. Oh, I forgot to tell you that. She's on her bachelorette party, so I am I'm hanging out alone, so not too much happening.
I have a follow-up question.
I was about to say, I mean, the draft, yes, is important. The Packers don't pick till tomorrow. We got questions now for Kyle.
I completely forgot. Like I dropped her off at the airport this morning at like 3:30 in the morning.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
When is your bachelor party?
It is in 3 weeks, I think.
What are you doing?
We're going down to Nashville.
Isn't that the bachelorette capital?
The
of
brothers is taking over Nashville.
Okay,
That's
I
what
like
we
it.
said. Yeah, we're rolling.
You need an extra body?
Actually, no. We already got. We're driving a van down.
Oh,
and so yeah, because it's
road
tripping.
tripping.
It's like 12 of us. So
I kind of like that.
Yeah,
kind of like the road trip vibe of that.
Yeah, we got ourselves not a Sprinter van, Ford Transit.
Can I ask where baby girl is?
Yeah, she in Florida.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, getting a little sunshine.
Yeah, she needs.
Where are you sleeping tonight?
Tonight I'll be sleeping at my home.
Oh, you're not sleeping by your parents tonight?
No, not tonight. I'm going home tonight. Gabe doesn't know that. He doesn't understand that one.
Well, okay, so if I recall.
Okay, recall.
He may recall.
I mean, I remember hearing a couple of years ago of your, when she's not around. Again, I don't know if she's traveling a lot for work or why she would not be around.
She does travel for work.
Okay. That, yes, you would then go, you get a little home-cooked meal,
Ooh, yeah.
get a little taken care of at home.
Oh, yeah.
Things of that nature.
Because usually my mom don't cook, but it's her baby boy coming over. Oh, she cooked. Or she ain't going to cook. She'll call me, Kyle, what type of cousin sub do you want? I get treated like a king. Not saying I don't get treated like a king inside of my castle, but I'm just saying it.
Seems again, it's just special treatment. It's different treatment.
It is. But no, I am not going to the crib tonight. Now, tomorrow, that might be a little bit different. It's the weekend. You know what I'm saying? I might go, if I go out tomorrow to celebrate my friend's birthday party, well, it's a shorter drive home to my parents' house. So I might go ahead and do that, but we'll see. TBD. Definitely TBD. Not tonight, though. I'm tired. I ain't got time to be talking to him. My dad smokes cigarettes, so it's all I'm always coughing a little bit. And so I don't think I'm in it for today.
What? So 3 week you're going on the bachelor party. Strofe, have you started like plans for that bachelor party, anything like that, since you are also an engaged man?
Yeah, he doesn't have as many friends as I do.
Oh, wow. Shot across the bow.
It's the truth.
Shot across the bow.
No.
Putting his business of being friendless out on the streets.
I mean, he be begging Ben Bruss to be his friend, so he does not have friends. It's pretty cool.
Alex Strofe, my best friend.
Yeah,
Well, yeah. You said it on the radio. He's the one who said it.
First up, I have plenty of friends, Kyle.
Plenty as in 5?
Plenty of friends, Kyle.
No, he doesn't. He said, I have a friend named Kyle. That's it.
I do have a friend named Kyle, and it's not you.
That's the only one we're not friends. Thank you. Keep going.
I will say this. Whenever we're doing Green Bay game day, there seem to be a lot of people that are waving at that trailer on the other side of the fence trying to get Stroh's attention.
Now, to his credit, he's an outgoing, bubbly guy.
Sure.
He's from the Green Bay area.
Shout out Denmark.
So you know, he wrote in the, what newspaper? The Denmark Post?
The Denmark News, yes.
The Denmark
Wrote
News.
there for several years.
And so, I mean, he's pretty known out there. I mean, it's like, if you go to a Bucks game here, people going to be waving at me because I know a lot of people in the city of Milwaukee.
Okay.
So it's not that they're my friends. It's just means we're acquaintances.
Okay.
He's just being a jerk right now.
No. Stroke.
You're being a jerk.
All right, let's be real. All right, Gabe. So typically people like to hang out. When they hang out with their friends.
Correct.
Now, I'll say this. Alex Stroh will hang out by himself or hang out around a lot of his work friends and things like that, which would lead me to believe that he probably doesn't have too many people outside of work that are his friends.
Now, I did not have the benefit of growing up in the city I work in.
Oh, here we go.
I think you were using this against me.
Here we go. All right, Alex.
I would say, number two, yes, I do have friends from work. I think that is a normal, everyday thing to have. You spend all this time with people. You naturally gravitate towards the people you have shared interests with.
Are you disappointed that I never allow for you to be my friend?
No, because I don't think you and I would be friends had we not worked together.
Oh, that's true. You're way too lame for me.
You're a little, you're too much for me.
Way too lame for me. And then lame, and then
I thought there was tension on our show between Chewy and Josh.
And then here's the thing about Stroh. I love him, but we're not friends. But I love him. But
as much as you can love a non-friend, that's how much Kyle loves Stroh.
The one thing about him is he has a lot of energy. He can get excitable.
He's a young pup.
Yeah, and sometimes you can't have that type of energy around you. You know what I'm saying? It kind of it's a mood killer. You know what I'm saying?
I've definitely hung out with Gabe outside of work more than I've hung out with you.
Oh yeah, is he a mood killer? He talks too much, probably.
No, I mean him and his lovely now fiance came over to the house one time last year when we had the smoker going.
Oh wow, you went over to Gabe's house?
I've been there a couple times.
Yeah.
Now was the invite pity? Was he around when you invited people? Like, how did he end up getting an invite? I know he wasn't on your mind saying, "Oh, I got to invite Stroh." I'm sure there was something where he ended up being around part of the conversation.
That part might be accurate.
That could be accurate. Could be accurate. Well, okay, so that's accurate for one of the times. That's accurate for one of the times. Because I invited a mutual friend, Pratik Patel, who works here, over, and he was hanging out with Pratik. I can't remember. It was some holiday weekend last year. I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah,
he was, no, I mean, Pratik's like, oh, do you mind if Stroh comes? No, I don't care if Stroh comes. Of course he's welcome. We got plenty of food.
Stroh asked Pratik to ask if he could come over. That's crazy.
So you have this incorrect.
Desperate.
No,
you
Pratik,
are so desperate.
I had texted Pratik, and he's like, oh, I'm supposed to hang out with Stroh. Do you mind if Stroh comes? Because Pratik is a polite individual, and he's not going to bring anybody. And he ended up bringing the whole posse with him. There were a bunch of people that Pratik brought with him. It was great. We all got to hang out. But for my 40th birthday, Stroh came over for that. He was on the initial invite list for that.
I must say, I did I was on the initial invite list. Sorry, Kyle. Sorry you feel left out.
No. That's cool. Happy 40th birthday, Gabe.
Thank you.
I did at one point, after a few pops, kind of take over Gabe's birthday party.
Did he really?
With the following argument, Kyle, and I'd be curious on where you land on this. Who do you believe is more famous in the city of Milwaukee?
Oh, Is it Giannis
Antetokounmpo or is it David Gruber? Specifically in the city of Milwaukee, who do you believe is more famous?
It's Giannis, but the fact that David actually there's a competition between them, it just shows
now here's the
staying power.
I think the result all of us landed on is you're wrong.
You know what? When I think about it, I will say this: baby girl's auntie doesn't care about sports.
There are a lot of people like that in the city,
and so we were just like 2 weeks ago. She was like, "Yeah, I saw somebody say something on social media about Gianni leaving," and I was like, Giannis leaving? She said, oh, that's how you say it? Wait a minute. It was you who I saw say that. But I was caught on the fact that she said, Gianni?
Yeah.
And Giannis has been here 13 years. I looked at her dad. I'm like, your sister really don't know who Giannis is?
But you know who she does know?
She does know David Gruber.
One call, that's all.
I will say that. So, you know what? I may be wrong.
Well, because in my thought process is... there are so many people that, and Giannis does transcend sports to a certain extent. I mean, the dude's got a mural in the middle of the city, right? You drive down Wisconsin Avenue, it's right there. And what probably doesn't work in his favor is it's of his back, right? So you don't necessarily get to see the face on the mural that's up on the side of that building. But Giannis is known by a lot of people, but I think, if you don't know sports, like if your auntie, right?
Future auntie, yeah.
She sees Giannis in person. Oh, tall guy. I bet he plays basketball because Giannis obviously looks like an athlete too. He's not just a tall guy. He's
big, solid.
He's solid.
He looks the part.
Oh, I bet he plays sports, but probably can't recognize him. And I think there's a lot of people in the city like that because again, sports. We get in the sports bubble and we think they're because they are important. They're important to the city, and the Brewers, Bucks doing well. It's always important, like not just for us sports fans, but economically as well. I would say, but I still think that Groobs is the most famous person in Milwaukee. And I've maintained that for a while.
Yeah.
And the example I always use, and I don't think it was when Giannis was an MVP yet, but you remember when Giannis went to, and I don't want to give them free advertising, but a local Milwaukee taco place.
Okay.
And they did not recognize, he did not get seated right away.
Oh, that was a story. I remember that.
Yeah. And I think that was before he was an MVP, but he was still up and coming. He was an all-star. The Bucks certainly hadn't won the championship. Maybe he won his first MVP, right before COVID hit or something. But at that point, you should have known who Giannis is, and not everybody did.
It is hard for me to fathom that there is somebody in our city that is legitimately more famous than one of the most famous athletes in the world.
Yeah.
That is, you know what? I need to put more respect on David Gruber's name because I already do put respect on his name. But you're right. Y'all right.
Everybody, because again, and it's the Gruber offices, one call, that's all studios, right? But Gruber's everywhere. He's on the side of buses, bus stops, billboards. Dude's everywhere and has been for a very long time.
30-plus years.
For a very long
35
time.
35-plus years, I think now,
So I think Grubes might have it. So I will say, there was one time, and I'll never forget this. I went to Greece. A buddy of mine got married in Greece.
Oh.
So me and my then girlfriend, now wife, went over for the wedding, and we were in Athens airport flying back. Mm-hmm. And I just we had gotten to the airport kind of early or whatever, so I'm like, I'm just going to go to the bathroom. I get up and I start walking towards, and the Adetokumbros walked right past me. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. 10 yards behind him, just a gaggle of people sprinting down to try to catch up. Because again, Giannis in Greece, man.
He gonna stand out for sure.
Yeah. There is nobody more famous than Giannis in Greece. I'll tell you that right now.
I mean, he is the man in Greece.
Yeah. So it was just kind of cool to see those guys go, huh? And I didn't think anything of it, and then, this is they're like Elvis here.
They're going to follow behind him. But, y'all right, Gruber is the man around here.
Yeah, but around here, yeah. And so last year at opening day, Brewers opening day, I ran into David and his wife.
Uh-huh.
He could not finish a sentence because the people coming up wanting to take a picture with groups. It was unbelievable. We were just kind of by one of the bars. We were on the third base side, 100 level, that bar that's around that area. We were just standing just to the side of it. And he's trying to tell me he just got back from the Final Four, because he's tight with Bruce Pearl, and Auburn was in the Final Four. And he was trying to tell me about it a couple years ago, and it just couldn't get the conversation in because nonstop people recognized him and wanted to get a picture with David Gruber.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to replace that. His son is gonna be real. Some big shoes to fill, Steve. Big shoes to fill.
Yeah, I mean I will maintain. I think he's going to be the most famous person in Milwaukee till he retires.
He probably will be.
Especially if Giannis leaves.
Yeah, and I think Giannis will be leaving sooner than later.
I hope you're wrong there, but
unfortunately,
I think unfortunately may not be trending in the right direction. All right, we will get to some draft coverage for the Green Bay Packers. What would make you upset? What do the Packers need? Is there a position the Packers could take tomorrow? Because again, I'm kind of eliminating the possibility of them moving up into the first round. I think it would be just a little too expensive. But is there a position they could draft tomorrow that would make you upset? We dive into that coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week.
We're back after this on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week. On this show, it's always football season.
I'm not overly concerned because it seems as if Green Bay's not overly concerned.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Everybody over there feels like this team was there. We got short-circuited with injuries. We have the right staff, we have the right people, and we have the right players. We just need to stay healthy, and we'll be champions.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Looking for a better spot for your next team outing or client meeting? Welcome to Veer North, Milwaukee's upscale sports bar, designed for more than just game day. It's ESPN Milwaukee's Alex Stroh. Veer North, located on Milwaukee's east side, your go-to for catching the big game, happy hour, or your next group outing. This is more than your average sports bar. Elevated food, craft cocktails, and a modern atmosphere. Perfect for off-site meetings and entertaining clients. And when the game's on, you've got the best seat in the house. Veer North, Milwaukee's east side destination for business and game day alike.
Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Amore, pepperoni, amore, mozzarella, amore. Screaming Sicilian,
Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza. More toppings, more flavor. More is amore.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
How are things at Kessler's Greenfield, Kelly?
Fantastic. I heard you have an idea for springtime.
I love spring.
I have a big collection of new life to show you.
New life is a spring thing.
Show us. I call it crosses and clovers.
These are amazing.
Well done, Kelly.
These are stunningly unique.
Kelly, the surface of this 4-leaf clover is fantastic. What's it made of?
Sarah, the surface of that lucky 4-leaf clover is made of crushed black diamonds.
Wow. I'm buying this one. How much?
$185. In yellow gold vermeil, it's just $270. This cross, $90.
And these initials pendants?
These are $60.
Clovers, crosses, and personalized pendants.
And a leprechaun that says they're magically delicious.
Sarah, that's a breakfast cereal.
Kelly, you've done well.
Extremely well.
Extremely very well. Happy springtime, everyone.
To find the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kyle Wallace, Gabe Neitzel, hanging out ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week. And again, Draft Week has brought up some memories, and we certainly want to hear from you. 800-990-3776 on the Car Blues Talking text line. But we mentioned this on the show yesterday. It kept coming up in the social media, not even in the DMs, just straight up people just retweeting it. And all three of us, we were on the show last year at the time that the draft pick had happened for the Chicago Bears, and Bears fans just trying to take turns dunking on Alex Stroh. And
Tomahawk dunking on that boy. Poor kid.
Well, and one of those people that I think likes to kind of poke at Stroh a little bit is the host, our teammate from ESPN 1000, David Kaplan. And
Bad taste.
And Cap is going to be joining us here in about 10 minutes. But why? What did Cap do to you specifically now that is that has caused the chain reaction that is leading to Cap joining us at 2:30 today?
Yeah, he couldn't keep my name out of his mouth. last night.
Spicy.
Well, he's using me for clicks. He called me arrogant.
Well, it takes one to know one.
That's fair. That's fair. He called me arrogant. What else did he say? He said that the Packers don't live rent-free in Bears fans' heads when, as you just referenced, Gabriel, have you opened Twitter this week?
Have you been to a Cubs game when they start chanting Green Bay sucks?
Have you seen them on Sunday Night Football or Thursday Night Football where the Packers are playing completely somewhere else and they're chanting, the Packers still suck?
Yeah.
And he also, the thing that actually triggered me more than him calling me arrogant or saying that the Packers don't live rent-free in Bears fans' heads, is he said that Caleb Williams is a Packers fan's worst nightmare.
Oh, wow.
Which, how many times have you heard that story with Justin Fields?
I was about to say, I'm sure he said something very similar about Justin Fields.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet that
This is the same guy who said they're gonna erect a statue right next to Michael Jordan of Caleb Williams in 10 years. Come on.
You know, the crazy part about it, and I'm going to tell him, is that when your team sucks and you have low expectations, you can just say whatever you want. Your team's been losing for decades. They haven't done anything legitimately. They haven't been to a Super Bowl since 2006.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're talking about 20 years since that, and they haven't won a Super Bowl in 40 plus years now. So, I mean, it's easy when you're a loser to continue just to say, oh, this guy's going to be great, because guess what? If you're wrong, who cares? Because your team sucks. You have no expectations. So it's easy to be part of a losing organization when you have no expectations versus the Packers, who have expectations of going to a Super Bowl almost every year.
Yeah. So we're going to have Cap on, I guess, so Strofe can defend his own honor. Right?
Take that. That would be his catchphrase for those of you not in the loop. Really creative 8-letter catchphrase.
Not in the loop at all.
You got a different 8-letter catchphrase that you got ready for ready for when he joins us, right?
Yeah, it's spelled like this: RENTFREE. Rent free.
So what you're telling me is that basically he jumped on the bandwagon of people trying to talk about something that happened over a year ago, when in reality, let's just be real, Colston Loveland did not have a better season than Tyler Warren. And a lot of the laughing had to do with the fact that Tyler Warren, in most people's minds, was the best tight end in the NFL draft last year. He got passed up for Colston Loveland, who did have a good year, but he did not have a better year for Tyler Warren, and I think that's the thing that gets lost in all of this.
Yeah,
a lot of the laughter.
That's because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. But the laughter is all at the fact that they passed on a guy who was better. Like point blank, he was better. Statistically speaking, the kid was better.
Yeah, but again, when you're trying to dunk on someone, the finer points aren't the ones that people seem to care about.
Correct.
Yeah, and so
nuance doesn't exist on social media. Kyle, come on, you know this.
And what kills me too is that since we're talking about the Bears and since the Cat Man's going to be joining us, these people have elevated and they're praising this quarterback in Caleb Williams, who didn't have an over 60% completion rating this year, and then on top of that, this guy self-anointed himself to be the Iceman. What guy with a 16-18 career record is the damn Iceman? Who is an Iceman when you throw all those interceptions in the playoffs? You are not an Iceman. You are somebody who had a pretty decent season, who still has a lot of development, but to walk around and calling yourself the Burr Iceman when your team last year, correct me if I'm wrong, during his rookie year, did they not go on a 7-game losing streak?
Mm-hmm.
That's not very icy to me. That's more trashy to me. Did he not basically throw the game away in the playoffs against the Rams?
He threw the interception that sealed the game.
He threw it in the overtime too, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter whatever you did before, because if you ain't winning the game, it doesn't matter. So he ain't no damn Iceman. He's a fake. He's a phony. He's a fraud. And y'all Bears fan don't know what greatness looks like, so y'all just latching on to the first thing that actually looks decent. Who in the world, when you are 16-8, career record 16-8, and you the Iceman?
I'm really looking forward to this second.
16-18. I'm sorry, 16-18. Thank you.
I'm really looking forward to this. Kyle's fired up.
No, because this is what they attached themselves to. He's a loser. Like, legitimately. If he retired today, he would be an under 5, and now it's not going to happen, under 500 quarterback. Like, he's an under 500 quarterback. He's a loser. What else am I supposed to say?
Caleb Williams sucks.
Yeah, so, I mean, until he can back it up next season, you ain't no damn ice, man. You froze. You literally froze in the ice in Chicago last year. And you literally ran backwards 40 yards and just said, I'm going to throw it up there because I see him. Not because, oh, yeah, he's going to be wide open. No, you threw it up there in hope that your player was going to make a play.
My favorite part of that nickname is he is now getting clowned by a man who lost the world's most famous beef of the last 5 years in rapper Drake. Drake is out dueling and making fun of Caleb Williams.
I don't know if we want.
I don't want to latch onto that bandwagon.
I don't know if we want to bring up Drake.
Wait a minute. Oh, Gabe doesn't know. I'm a Drake fan. I'm a a big fan of Drake.
Not great.
I can't wait till the real Iceman drops the album. I'm a fan. You know
I don't think Gabe wants to touch that one with a 10-foot pole.
I'm just saying. He suffered through probably one of the more embarrassing public things that can happen to a man when a stadium full of 100,000 people
all lies,
yelled out A minor at a Super Bowl halftime show. It's tough to come back from.
They're
tough
all
to come back. Look,
and now he's wearing your team's colors.
Drake's had some good songs, right? Like Drake's, I'm not going to deny that. Like he's, the catalog's good.
That's phenomenal.
He got flamed in that beef. That was a big loss.
He took an L.
That was, the game was 7. It was a 7-game series. He lost in 3.
Yeah,
they didn't even play game 4.
It was rough, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay, because sometimes
I don't know if it is okay.
When you're at the top, a lot of people come swinging, and some people actually connect. Even Mike Tyson lost some fights. We love a Muhammad Ali, but he wasn't undefeated in his career. So even the greats take some losses.
Sure, this is a different type of loss. This isn't just getting punched in the face.
He got knocked out. But, I mean, a lot of people do.
Pretty quick knockout.
Yeah, he got knocked out.
It wasn't great. Wasn't great. He lost that feud. I want nothing to do with him wearing a Packers coat, all right? I just want to be clear. I want to be on the record. Because additionally, anytime Drake has attached himself to different sporting teams, it hasn't worked out for those teams.
We talked about this earlier in the week. Nah, that's not true.
What do you mean?
Toronto beat us. They won the NBA championship.
Yeah, and he finally jumped on with them when they were up coming down to Game 6 in the finals.
Kentucky finally got a ring. Maybe not when he was in the layup line, but they finally got a ring.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing for a grown man.
It is. He definitely jumped on the bandwagon of LeBron, and with LeBron being a fan of LeBron, he won. LeBron won.
Yeah, because he jumps on.
I didn't realize I was going to come here and get all this Drake slander.
I don't think it's slander. I think it's facts.
I'm not going to
straight up Drake facts. Is what I'm living right now.
We need to prepare ourselves to team up on Cap.
Okay, all right. We will refocus as David Kaplan from our friends at ESPN 1000 in Chicago joins us next year on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week.
More coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week.
Wisconsin weather doesn't ease into spring. It keeps you guessing. That's why your windows and doors need to handle everything. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we build for year-round comfort. Now get 0% interest until 2030. That's years of no interest, so you can upgrade now and pay over time. Plus, enjoy a free in-home consultation, expert installation, and a 10-year limited warranty. But order by April 30th. Scheduled today at PellaWI.com.
Restrictions apply.
BizTimes Media's Biz Expo is May 21st at Brookfield Conference Center. Attend the strategy seminars and research the area's leading product and service providers. Learn, network, and connect at BizExpo on May 21st. Register at biztimes.com/bizexpo.
This is Coach Greg Gard. I've lived my whole life in Wisconsin, and I know what people here value: hard work, honesty, and looking out for one another. That's exactly how Bank CMG approaches banking. They combine hometown values with modern tools to help people make confident financial decisions. When you want a bank that understands where you're coming from, Bank CMG makes sense. Visit bankcmg.com or stop by your local branch. Let's get to work.
Summertime is when the largest number of homes hit the market,
which makes it the bottom of the ninth for sellers. Homes that show well get priced right, move first.
Yeah! This is Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Sal Alioto. In a crowded summer market, smart pricing, preparation, and expert local strategies make all the difference.
Get started today with our white glove selling experience at wendorfteam.kw.com.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
A real estate team driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
When you work smart, incredible things can happen. By joining Smart 18, the union for Wisconsin sheet metal workers, you'll open the door to a brighter future. You'll learn and earn more. Enjoy awesome benefits across the board. build a great career, and feel empowered and supported every step of the way. The smartest career decision you'll ever make starts with Smart 18. Find out more today at smart18info.com.
The Island Resort and Casino welcomes you to another unforgettable golf season at Sweetgrass and Sage Run. Beginning in July, stay and play guests can preview the brand new 9-hole Cedar course, inspired by the golden age of golf. At the Island, your golf trip becomes a full resort experience with relaxing spa treatments and exceptional dining to thrilling casino action. Courses open May 1st. Plan your golf adventure today at islandresortgolf.com.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in, it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
An epic Brewers Pirates series is coming April 24th through the 26th. Kick it off with Star Wars Night on Friday the 24th. And check out a post-game laser show presented by ESPN Milwaukee. Then on Saturday the 25th, get a Brewers Windbreaker giveaway courtesy of Courts. Wrap up the series with Family Sunday fun and kids cheer free. Plus, the first 5,000 kids take home an Abner Uribe poster. Grab a seat at Brewers.com.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. This is ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Cap got a little scared?
Had to. Them Chicago folks is chickens. Buck, buck. You show. Buck, 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 buck.
All right, we were supposed to be joined by David Kaplan. He's standing us up right now. Wow. Was he expecting you to call him, or did you send him a video link?
I sent him away.
Okay. But yeah, again, he's a good Cover Brands teammate. He knows how important the video is to the shows. Because they've got beautiful studios. Beautiful new studios. I don't know if you've seen any of the videos from down there. Beautiful new studios.
Yeah, brand new. They got cameras that move. I think our camera's supposed to move with us, too. Weren't they or no?
I don't think so.
I don't know how that works, guys.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit too wild. Or the old cameras, these are different now. But yeah, they got good stuff down there.
Yeah, again, beautiful new studios. But again, as we wait for Cap, is there, let's dive into the Packers side of this. So is there anything, because I think I can make a case, Kyle, that the Packers legitimately have needs at cornerback, defensive tackle, wide receiver, quarterback, offensive line, and running back. So is there a position that you would be, and I asked this of Jason Wilde this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. I asked it differently because I wouldn't ask if, he wouldn't be mad if they picked that. So I asked him if there'd be a position he'd be shocked. But as a fan, is there a position that, even if you want to go, the second and third round pick, both picks they have for tomorrow, are there positions where you would be like legitimately upset if they took those positions?
Yeah, I'll be upset if they take a linebacker, simply because they took a linebacker 2 years ago, and they also took another one in Tyron Hopper, I believe, in the third round as well. So you drafted guys, and you made the move where you got in another linebacker now. So I would be disappointed when you traded for a linebacker in Zaire Franklin. So that would be the one position, because I think you're right. It'll be safety and linebacker, because it wouldn't make sense. Safety, for sure, wouldn't make any sense to me. And then if you draft at linebacker, then I would be very, very confused and disappointed, because there's other positions that we need more help at. And like you said, Gabe, listen, you're talking about defensive line, whether it's interior defensive line or the D tackle, somebody who's big and stout who can move a little bit. But yeah, that makes sense. A pass rusher, yeah, that makes sense. A cornerback, that should be the pick. And you look at the offensive line, despite having the 5 guys on the offensive line that you know are going to be a starters or you believe are going to be the starters, drafting somebody early means you're either going to push maybe Jordan Morgan or you're going to push Anthony Belton in order to make sure that they earn their starting position versus being anointed and getting their starting position without having to truly work for it. The wide receiver position, obviously, when you think about it, you shouldn't be drafting a wide receiver with the fact that you drafted one in the first round or third round last year. But if the Packers are thinking we may not have Jaden Reed or we may not have Christian Watson moving forward, then it would make sense to draft a wide receiver early as an insurance policy. Even at tight end, how great you can be when you have 2 really good tight ends. So again, Running back. There's just every quarterback. I'll be mad too. Do not draft a quarterback in the second or third.
Yeah, they're not going to.
Those are the only three positions.
Especially because like quarterback's not a position of strength in this draft, right? The debate is, how many guys are going to be drafted in the first round at the quarter. We know Fernando Mendoza's going 1 overall tonight. Who knows if Ty Simpson goes in? I think I saw a story yesterday where Carson Beck is convinced he's going to go in the first round.
Oh, wow,
I don't see that, but who knows? Teams go quarterback crazy, right? This is the same league that had Christian Ponder in the top 15. So who the hell knows?
You have no idea, but I do know the Packers are not drafting a quarterback in the second or third round.
Yes.
Because A, they don't have a first round pick, and picks are premium this year, and they have to use it to be able to fill the voids and the holes that they have on this team.
Yeah.
So Gabe, you're absolutely right.
Well, because the other thing is like if there was like a really good quarterback available, they could take him in the second round and be the backup for Jordan. I could talk myself into a lot of different things.
Jimmy Garoppolo type thing?
Yeah.
He drafted second or third round?
Yeah, but that was also like potentially to replace Brady.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it just doesn't make sense to invest that heavily into that position, even though the backup quarterback position, I think, is incredibly important.
I think it's soft. You think it's important. I think it's soft.
Yeah. You're a Desmond Ritter guy.
I think it's soft because you guys on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy now, I remember y'all had Jen Latta, love her. But I remember she got a quote from somebody down in Tennessee about Malik Willis and says he struggles at playing. He struggles at football.
Struggles at football, yeah. That was the quote.
That was one of the sources. And the guy that struggled at football, according to somebody down in Tennessee, is now watching him go down to Miami at $35 million a year, $30 million a year, something like that. So, I mean, again, a reclamation project, getting them up here. I believe in Desmond Ritter, so I don't think it's worth us spending a second-round pick on a quarterback. I would be very mad.
Yeah, there's no way that happens. There's just no way. There's as highly a likelihood of the Packers trading into the first round as that they're not going to draft a quarterback high. I would not be shocked if they drafted a quarterback late.
No, yes, because he said
would not be shocked about that. Yeah, would not be shocked about that. We'll certainly get into more of the Packers draft conversation. But joining us now from ESPN 1000 in Chicago, host of Cap and Jay Hood with my guy Jay Hood. Catch me and Jay Hood later tonight. GKW. It is David Kaplan. Cap, what's going on, man? He's frozen.
It's a creative way to duck us.
Oh, so now he just put his face on there, huh?
Yeah. Now he's just frozen. So,
well,
yeah.
Oh well.
Hey, we can't say we haven't tried.
That's two. That's 2 attempts.
Yeah, that's that bad internet down there in Chicago. Bad teams, bad internet, bad takes, bad everything.
Bad takes especially.
Oh, bad takes is what they are experts at. Experts. Every year their team's going to win a championship, and they ain't won a title since, 2016?
We'll give them hot dogs, though. Good hot dogs.
Yeah. Well, Kyle's not a fan. But,
hell no. Give me my cheese curds. I'm a Wisconsin boy. Talking about Chicago-style hot dog. No, thank you. I'll pass.
But yeah, so, again, I don't think quarterback's going to happen. If we're being honest, it's corner, it's defensive tackle, it's offensive. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's corner, it's defensive tackle, it's edge or offensive line for the Packers.
And I think, but the whole point of this, though, and I think this is why for the Packers, I don't know if it's good or it's bad, but we have so many positions that you can draft in the second round, and I think most of us believe that these guys can make an impact day one, right? If you draft a pass rusher in the second round, I don't think we'd be shocked if he passes up Lucas Van Ness. If you draft an offensive lineman in the second round, I don't think we'd be shocked if he passed up Anthony Belton or push Jordan Morgan and see Jordan Morgan maybe only start because he was a first-round pick and they got to give him a chance to go out there. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing that when they draft somebody in the second round, we wouldn't be shocked to see them actually potentially have a lot of snaps come week 8 to week 10.
Let's try it again.
Bueller!
From ESPN 1000 in Chicago, joining the show now.
Maybe.
It is, maybe.
Allegedly.
see if it freezes once again. David Kaplan, host of Cap and J Hood. What's going on, Cap?
Everything is good. I got to give you a little bear helmet. There we go.
Yes.
Put the bear helmet
next to an
right
Emmy
there.
Award? What's going on there?
Emmy Award, the whole deal. Yep. It's probably the last time I was on your show.
You definitely got to get that internet fixed, Cap, now. Come on now.
That was actually
Dollar Tree internet.
No, it was on me. I accidentally hit the plug on the back of the computer.
Hey, again, this is what happens when he's trying to show off all the Bear stuff in the background. So, the reason why we've got you on here, Cap, you and our guy Strofe, you guys got a little internet beef going on. Are you?
Well, he made a jackass of himself.
Are you using? Well, he's done it before, but I don't know if he did. I don't know if he did in this instance. But it seems like you're using our guy Strofe to try to get some clicks down there in Chicago, bud.
We don't need clicks. We don't need clicks. He made a complete. First of all, let's go back to the draft, which the Green Bay people did a great job with the draft last year until they put that dude on screen and he laughed at Colston Loveland and realized, that dude had 12 catches in the playoff win? That dude will probably be top 2 tight ends in the National Football League.
He wasn't even a top rookie tight end. Stop it. You delusional. You off your meds, Cap.
Whoa. Wait, did you just say he wasn't the top rookie tight end?
He sure wasn't. Tyler Warren was the top rookie tight end last year.
No, it's not even close. And in fact, if you want to use just PFF, they had him the number 1 rookie at any position.
Cool. That's what they say. My eyes tell me what stats tell me is that he wasn't the number 1 rookie tight end last year.
Kyle,
he's only the number 1.
Love you dearly. It wasn't close. Colston Loveland is secretariat at the Belmont against Tyler Warren, and I'm not telling you Tyler isn't a good player. Colston Loveland, it's Trey McBride, Colston Loveland, and Brock Bowers, and it's really not close.
Brock Bowers is probably the best one out of the group, but that's fine. Pro football. First of all, if you're going to use Pro Football Focus, then you can't be beefing up your guy, Caleb Williams, because he didn't grade out very well on Pro Football Focus last year. Second of all,
doesn't matter. He beat your ass.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But if again, I just want you to stay a little consistent if we're going to be talking about Pro Football Focus. And secondly, I just do want to say Pro Football Writers Association NFL All-Rookie Team, Tyler Warren was the tight end on that team. So just setting the record, straight.
Just look at the numbers and watch the film, and I would hope you do a better job than Alex did trying to bench 95 pounds. That's all.
My friend Alex can bench 95 pounds. So when you look at this draft tonight, obviously the Chicago Bears still need a lot of help. What is it that the Bears need to draft in order for them to potentially try to repeat and win the NFC North, which is probably not going to happen?
I think it will happen. That's because we have the best quarterback in the division. It's actually not really close.
Come on. 50, what do you have, 59% completion rating? How was that Iceman in the playoffs for you when you needed him the most? What did he do? He froze.
No, he took us from. He actually took us. That was on DJ Moore, but he took us from 21-3 down, and I'm getting calls from Mark Tauscher telling me, take that. And all I remember is having a few pops and calling our guy, Kyle Wallace, late at night, and he answered the phone and he hung up on me. He didn't like me screaming at him.
Is coming out.
Cap, I appreciate you jumping on. We got to pivot here because Milwaukee just got some big news. Taylor Jenkins, according to Shams Charania, just hired as the new Bucks head coach.
There you go. I would think he would have been on the Bulls list. So hats off to the Bucks. That's a really good move.
Well, they jumped on that quickly. They tried to jump on that very quickly, and they were. Yeah,
the Bulls are waiting to hire a new head of basketball ops. So you guys jumped the gun. That's a really good hire. I like him a lot.
I like Taylor Jenkins. I don't know about you, but I saw some of the people out there like, you should probably talk to John Morant. John Morant not liking Taylor Jenkins is the reason I like Taylor Jenkins.
John Morant's a clown. Nobody who would want to coach that guy.
Wait a minute. Cap, you actually sound sensible. Let's just leave on a high note. Take that. The Bears still suck, and you guys will be at the bottom of the division next year.
Yeah, and the funniest thing is we've taken 3 of the last 4 tonight at 25. Look, they want to get an in-the-box safety to play alongside Kobe Bryant, who left Seattle to come play with us because Kevin Byard went to New England and Jaquan Brisker's in Pittsburgh. So I think that's at the top of their to-do list, along with a left tackle, because Ozzie Trapillo blew his patellar tendon in the loss to the Rams in the playoffs. So he's probably out most, if not all, of this year. And then I think they would like to add a pass rusher, either interior that pushes the pocket or a rush edge. So they'll do something at 25, and then they've got 2 second-rounders, a third, a fourth. So they've got draft assets.
All those
we'll see what happens.
Just to be in 4th place next year. I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
All right, good luck to you. You guys talk Taylor Jenkins because deep down, Strofe, We beat your ass, and you looked like a goof last year.
Why did you hook him, Strofe? You let him get him out, man. You got to hook him before he gets after you,
No,
Strofe.
it's okay.
You
He's
got to
allowed
know when to try to hook
They
him.
won the game, but I don't think he can say I look like a goof when he's crashing out on Twitter at 8 p.m. That's past your bedtime, old man.
You couldn't keep up with my energy ever.
That's actually a fair point.
Hey, where do you guys have your draft party tonight? The VFW Lodge?
Isn't that where you go for fish fries and Oshkosh? You bought a
Yeah,
home
exactly.
up here. You like it so
Jerry's
much up
Bar,
here.
Oshkosh. Let's go.
Wait. You got land up here?
He owns a home in Wisconsin. He tries to act
You got
like
land up here? Come on
Talk
now,
about
Cap.
hypocritical.
He's a Wisconsinite. He's a Wisconsin guy.
Right on Lake Winnebago, baby.
The Kenosha Bears coming to a station near you.
Cap, enjoy the draft tonight. Again, I don't know what to do here because we don't have a first-round pick. It's the first time I've had to live through this.
Yeah,
they traded away. I'm happy with Micah, but it's just it's just so weird not having a first-round pick.
You got it. And just know you're not in our heads. We're laughing at you for that Colston Loveland take, and you'll never live it down, ever.
I know you got that 8-letter catchphrase. Take that. I've got my own. RENTFREE. It's my new background, just like yours in your studio. You like that? Rent free.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Let me know how it tastes being up the track from the Bears.
Thanks, Cap.
You guys have a great day.
You too, Cap.
See ya.
So, that's David Kaplan, ESPN 1000 Chicago
Strofe was
host.
loving it. Strofe was like, I gotta go. I gotta get him. I gotta get him.
And again, we got breaking news. I did not expect this to happen this quickly, but Shams Charania moments ago saying the Bucs and Taylor Jenkins finalizing a deal to make Jenkins the franchise's new head coach. That's according to Shams and Ramona Shelburne. He went 250, 214, made 3 postseasons across 6 seasons in Memphis. More on that hire coming up next.
We're back after this on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week.
The Green Bay Packers select.
It's officially Draft Week, and ESPN Wisconsin is your home for everything you need to know.
If there are going to be teams that are interested in moving up to get a specific player, that feels to me to be exactly what Goody needs.
From the first pick to the final name called, we've got it all. Thursday to Saturday, live and local with wall-to-wall coverage. 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, or ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
When Milwaukee families need help, the United Way is there, reducing barriers to employment, providing transportation, safe and stable homes, and more for over 192,000 people.
And this month, Cunis is proud to stand beside them. Hi, I'm Bill Eater with Cunis of Milwaukee.
And I am Tony Avery with the United Way of Greater Milwaukee and Waukesha County. During the Cunis Drives Milwaukee 1000 event, they're donating $100 to the United Way for every vehicle sold.
Our goal this month is simple: 1,000 vehicles across 3 Cunis Milwaukee dealerships.
For a $100,000 donation to the United Way of Greater Milwaukee and Waukesha County.
To help us reach our goal, you'll find incredible deals on all new and pre-owned vehicles at our 3 locations in Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Hope Chevrolet on West Metro Auto Mall.
Be a part of Driving Milwaukee Forward at the Cunis Drives Milwaukee 1000 event.
Start your search today at CunisMKE.com. That's CunisMKE.com.
Get out of the house this summer and head to Road America, conveniently located between Madison, Milwaukee, and Green Bay. This legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road course has been hosting the world's best racers since 1955. Bring the whole family. Kids 16 and under get in free with a paying adult at the gate. You can camp on site, explore the grounds, and take in the racing your way. It's more than just a race, it's a full experience. IndyCar is the must-see race coming June 18th through the 21st. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Get your tickets at RoadAmerica.com.
Take it home this April at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. $300,000 is on the line, and you're at bat to win your share. Just play with your rewards card for entries, prize drawings on Thursdays. Plus, your April drawing entries all count toward another prize drawing in June. It's the Base Race Game Show. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Your local bar could be your ticket to a global stage. Michelob Ultra Soccer Shootout is giving fans the chance to win tickets to the FIFA World Cup 26 at New Berlin Entertainment this Thursday starting at 6 p.m. Also enjoy Michelob Ultra at Puddler's Hall, Maddie's, and Nomad on Brady. Your neighborhood, your shot at the world's biggest game. Play for the chance to witness history. Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 26. Enjoy responsibly. 2026 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21+. Void where prohibited.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
This is ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The Brewers lost. Tigers just walked him off. A Torkelson home run, but that's not what we're talking about. Breaking news right now is that the Milwaukee Bucks already have their coach. Not even a full week into the regular postseason. And Taylor Jenkins going to be... Look, I think this is a great hire for the Bucks. Taylor Jenkins was going to be one of the most sought-after coaches in this cycle. And the Bucks... I think wisely, because he was kind of connected to Orlando. There were some rumors, whispers, because Orlando had underperformed this year, right? Yeah. After they made the big trade for Desmond Bane. Ooh, okay, maybe Jamal Mosley's not the guy there. Mm-hmm. If Mosley would have been let go at the end of the season, now, of course, they're in the middle of their playoff run, in the middle of their opening series against the Detroit Pistons. But there was some talk, okay, if he leaves, maybe that's a spot where Taylor Jenkins can go. Like, he was going to be linked to a number of different jobs, so... The Bucks being one of the first jobs that opened, and there's other whispers around, with Golden State. They don't know if Steve Kerr's coming back right now. Mm-hmm. We were just talking with David Kaplan from ESPN Chicago. Billy Donovan's no longer there, but they've got a process to go through to get a head of basketball ops in there before then they hire their head coach. So the Bucks used that to their advantage, went after, again, one of the top names in this cycle and put the pressure on. Hey, sign with us now. If you want to wait to see if you get one of those other jobs, feel free. Otherwise, after being out of coaching for a year, you can be back coaching with us next season. And I think that was a good tactical move by the Milwaukee Bucks. And as many missteps as there have been over the last 12 months for the Bucks, I like this one. I like being aggressive and trying to put a little pressure on Taylor Jenkins, because now he's your head coach, and I think he's a great coach.
Yeah, I think he's a great coach, and you mentioned it when we were going to break as well. He coached under Bud, so you're bringing somebody who was with Bud. He was in Milwaukee for 1 year before he got the head coaching job in Memphis. But what I love about it is he found a way to build up that Memphis team to be winners, right? They started winning more basketball games, and I understand that things ended poorly, right? You talked about maybe him losing the locker room potentially.
Oh, Ja was very vocal in his dislike of Taylor Jenkins, which is why he got fired right before the end of the regular season last year.
Again, I don't know Ja Morant personally, but one thing I do know is Ja Morant has accountability issues, right? He's very impulsive. And so when a guy like that who all of a sudden becomes this top player and this great guy, and you have somebody who's challenging you to be better, somebody not just challenge you to be a better basketball player, but to be a better leader on and off the court, sometimes that doesn't sit well with people who need a little bit of an ego to be broken. And I think that's where Ja Morant is in his young career, young life as well. So when I look at a Taylor Jenkins and I think about culture, one thing that the Bucks struggle at under Doc Rivers was having a good culture. Even Giannis, either it's Giannis or the Nas is one of them, mentioned like culture matters. I think Bobby Portis maybe mentioned culture matters. And so you're bringing in a guy who knows how to develop and build a culture. And that's exactly what Milwaukee needs, because whether we like it or not, Giannis may not stay. Like, this may not be the thing that's going to keep Giannis here, and that is okay. The thing is, can you bring in a guy that knows how to cultivate and grow players? So for the next 3 to 5 years, you're actually growing this young talent that you're going to be drafting in the next 3 to 5 years if you do trade Giannis.
What I like about the Taylor Jenkins hire is this job is completely different if Giannis stays or goes. Right? If Giannis stays and you're trying to be aggressive and you're trying to build somewhat of a contender, and I think everybody has their doubts of the Bucks being an absolute title contender if Giannis sticks around just because they got a lot to build up. But he has experience doing that. He's got experience dealing with John Morant and other, as a star in this league. Jaren Jackson was a pretty good player, too, that they traded away, right?
Really good player.
Like, he's a really good player.
They traded after Taylor left, though.
Yes, they did, because they decided to blow the thing up going into this year. At the trade deadline, they kind of decided to blow this whole thing up and try to start over from scratch and get a lot of picks. So he's got experience building up a roster because that's what he had to do in Memphis when he was hired there after his one season in Milwaukee, and he was with Bud for Bud's entire tenure in Atlanta. So, I mean, he's, again, a Bud disciple. He was on, the lead assistant for Mike Budenholzer for a number of years, and including the first year here in Milwaukee. So he's got a little bit of relationship with somebody like Giannis, and maybe he does convince Giannis to stay. Maybe having somebody from the Bud tree helps keeping Giannis to stay. But even if it doesn't, I think Jenkins is one of the few candidates out there that could do the job either way. If you need him to build up a young roster, again, proven he can do that. Oh, you got to work with the superstar, try to be competitive. He did that by making the playoffs 3 out of the 6 seasons in Memphis as well. So that's why I was excited that they were talking to him. I wasn't sure if they were going to get him because, again, this job without Giannis, it's going to be a build-up type of job. So I'm excited that they got one of the top guys in this cycle.
Yeah, no, I think that speaks volumes about what maybe the perception still is around Milwaukee. Maybe it helps that, Bud was here and he was here for a year. But other thing that I am thinking about as well is that who made the decision on this? And why I say that, was this leaning towards ownership making this decision, or did John Horst finally have an opportunity to pick a coach? Because from reports that have come out is that John Horst, every time he wanted to make a decision on picking a head coach, it sounded like he wanted Nick Nurse, but maybe Giannis vetoed that. It sounded like maybe there was another time where he wanted to make a certain move where he didn't want to hire Doc Rivers.
I think he wanted Kenny Atkinson, who's now in Cleveland.
And he ended up getting vetoed. So I'm very curious to know for 2 reasons who made this decision, because I think that tells us exactly whether or not John Horst is still going to be around for this potential rebuild with Giannis or this rebuild without Giannis. And that right there actually makes me extremely nervous.
I don't know if we'll ever have that answer, Kyle. If I had to guess,
he gets fired, we do.
Well, if he, yeah.
Or, because we found out the answer about Doc Rivers. We found out the answer about Nick Nurse. At least we think we did.
I think if I had to guess, it was probably ownership, because it seems like they're kind of lording over a lot of these big decisions. And
they paid them. You know who Moneybags. Moneybags loves to pay people. Haslam will pay you now.
Yeah, I'm curious what the payday here is.
Big one.
I would be surprised if it's as much as they gave Doc.
Because they gave Doc 10 or 12.
10. I think it was 4 years, $10 million. A year. So it was like a 4-year, $40 million contract.
You know better than I would. What are most coaches making? Like 6 to 8?
Yeah, something like that.
So he's going to be at the top. He probably at least 8.
Yeah, I would say 8. I mean, Doc got a little bit more because he knew he had the Bucks in a pretty tough situation, right? Firing your coach in the middle of the year. There's not a lot of good candidates out there in the middle of the year.
Mentoring Adrian Griffin too?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Can you believe they fired your mentee and then you take his job? If I was Adrian Griffin, I wouldn't talk to Doc ever again. Never. Like, bro, you can't, out of loyalty, you can't take this job.
Yeah,
well, but that's the whole story.
But again, that's also tough if you're Doc.
Yeah, that's true. You can't pass with $10 million of loyalty. He'll be all right. I throw him a little something, buy him a nice little car. But I do think this is exciting news for the Milwaukee Bucks, because it's good to know that, obviously, when people look at this franchise, even though I feel like there is still a lot of things that need to be figured out, Taylor said, you know what, I'm willing to step in here and take on this rebuild or whatever we have to do, restructure, whether it's going to be Giannis here or not, but he was willing to do that. And I think that speaks volumes about what people around, at least the coaching atmosphere, believe the Milwaukee Bucks organization can be. Because honestly, I think it's a win-win, Gabe. I really do. If I'm a guy taking a job, either I'm taking a job and now I get a chance to work with one of the greatest players in NBA history, and I can say, okay, I can do it because I have that confidence in myself. And if we do move on from Giannis, we're going to get a whole lot of draft picks. And so then I'll have time to build it up. So either I'm going to have maybe 3 to 4 seasons, or I'm going to have 4 to 6 seasons to develop some. But I think it really was a good job to take, and I think Taylor Jenkins is going to be the right move for the Bucks.
Yeah, and again, I think he's a good coach. I think he's a good NBA coach, and I don't think it was his fault for the way things turned out in Memphis.
No.
I guess that's the way I look at it. Maybe that's me being biased now because he's our guy here in Milwaukee, but it felt like he was done a little dirty even last year when it was going down.
He was done dirty, but more importantly, what I think about it, Gabe, is that you talked about the fact that Memphis is changing things over. The three guys, really, we can say four, but the three players that they had on their roster was Desmond Bain, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Ja Morant.
Yep.
And two of them are already traded. They were shopping Ja Morant at the trade deadline, and now the coach is gone. So, all four of those guys are gone. They were just moving over, turning over a new leaf, and trying to start over. But the difference between Milwaukee and Memphis, because now, Milwaukee under Herb Cole was different, right? We love being just in the middle. The Milwaukee Bucks organization that we have with Giannis now, we built a great foundation, and that's why it was so hard to see it get absolutely destroyed by Doc Rivers. Memphis hasn't built that. They don't have that type of culture. They've never seen that level of success. So I really believe that it wasn't Taylor Jenkins. Like, he wasn't the full person at fault. There was something else festering and cooking up behind the scenes where they blew it up less than a year after he was
They
fired.
brought in a different coach and still ended up blowing it up.
Yep.
So I think that thing was going to blow up regardless. We'll continue to talk about this. It is draft night. We get into that. We've got to get into over-under at some point. Jason Wilde, so many good things to get into as we continue ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
When you're getting married, the rings matter. There's something you wear for a lifetime. That's why my fiance and I went to Paul's Jewelers. Paul's Jewelers specializes in custom jewelry for life's biggest moments. Lab-grown or natural diamonds, great pricing, and a lifetime warranty, so your jewelry can be refurbished, repaired, or refitted anytime down the road. Their team made the entire process easy and stress-free. I can't wait to show off my wedding band after our big day. Create your masterpiece today by visiting Paul's Jewelers in West Allis.
Remember how you felt when you were 25? Your morning workouts were a breeze. You had a drive that kicked in way before your first cup of coffee. Does it feel like you're losing your edge? You know, it might not be your age. It could be low testosterone. At Mentality, we'll get to the bottom of what's really going on and build a personalized plan using testosterone replacement and peptide therapies to help restore your energy, focus, and drive. Get back to being the guy you used to be. Book your appointment with Mentality at lowtusa.com. Again, that's lowtusa.com.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Tune into the Rich Eisen Show weekdays from 12 to 2, right here on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The biggest event of the offseason. Franchise-changing picks.
Green Bay Packers select Aaron Rodgers, quarterback to California.
League-shaking moves.
The Green Bay Packers select Jordan Love, quarterback, Utah State.
This is ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week.
The Green Bay Packers select
Again, breaking news is that the Bucks are on the verge of signing their new head coach. And now breaking all over the place. The Athletic has it as well. Our guy Eric named Sam Amick saying the Bucks finalizing deal with Taylor Jenkins to become the team's next head coach. He's 41 years old. Playoff appearances 4 of 6 seasons in Memphis. Of course, did not coach in that 4th postseason because he was fired with 9 games left. The Athletic reporting that the agreement comes at the end of a full-court press by the organization to secure one of the top names on the coaching market. The Athletic did report not too long ago that GM John Horst And both primary owners, Wes Edens and Jimmy Haslam, traveled to Memphis last week to express interest in bringing Jenkins here to Milwaukee. Again, this is a guy who has had a lot of success defensively. That is what he was known for in his time in Memphis. But in his best season, the 21-22 season, in terms of efficiency, they were top 5 in both offense and defense. 4th in offensive efficiency, 5th in defensive efficiency in that 21-22 season. So
you know what that means. Some of these guys who are on this team right now, they ain't going to fit. We ain't play no defense. we got some dudes that ain't known for playing defense, right? Yeah. I'll be interested to see exactly what this means for Miles Turner. I'm interested to see because I know he defensively he played. I feel like he was decent.
I think defensively
in the end he was good, and so I just don't. But other than that, like a Kyle Kuzma, ain't no way Kyle Kuzma be able to play around here.
Well, again, I think if you're either way, if Giannis is here, I think you're probably using the Kyle Kuzma contract in some sort of trade to try to bring something to pair with Giannis. Mm-hmm. And if Giannis is not here, I think you're trading Kyle Kuzma away regardless.
Uh-oh.
Wait. We went to the...
Yeah, that's the Alex Groff Sports Desk sound.
Oh.
So if I click that means I got something for you.
Okay.
And now we're going to X-Files because I have I don't even know if it's a conspiracy. It's more so just a question. So... but could be a conspiracy. We'll all find out together. All right. So
now you see why people make fun of him.
I don't think it's a conspiracy. It's just a question. Okay, I don't know if we need the music.
I'm gonna play the X music.
So yesterday we discussed that late Tuesday night, Giannis was clearly in a conference room in the Trade Hotel, overlooking the Deer District, and posted a video that said the Deer District should be packed right now. Do you believe, Gabriel, that he may have been in that conference room meeting with one Taylor Jenkins, and that was motivation for both him and Jenkins to say next year at this time, there's going to be hundreds of thousands of people out there.
See, that's a theory. Would you describe that as a theory?
Yeah, I think that's a theory.
Yeah, not conspiracy, huh?
I think it's more of a theory than an X-Files conspiracy.
So no tinfoil hat necessary?
I don't think so. I mean, look, I'm really curious to know if Giannis, because again, in whether it was the right way to do things or not, with the way, like, Giannis clearly met with Adrian Griffin before he was hired.
He did.
I mean, Giannis met with Bud before he was hired.
Yeah, I think they went out to dinner with Chris Middleton.
Yeah, Giannis and Chris Middleton. Like, they met with Bud. So Giannis has always been, since he's kind of risen to superstar, I mean, obviously Bud took him to the next level with the MVPs, championship, all those sorts of things. But ever since Giannis rose to the star, rose to be the star of this franchise, and now a top 20 player in NBA history, he's always been involved. Like, whether or not he had a final say in Bud, I'm not sure. But this is how it works in the NBA. You have a stud player, they meet with the coach.
Yeah.
I am morbidly curious to know if Alex's theory is true. And whether or not it was from the Trade Hotel in that picture that Giannis posted, whether that's true or not, I'm just wondering if Giannis met with him at all.
I'm sorry, Gabe. You were cooking, and then you said morbidly, and I'm not used to that type of vocabulary coming out from that seat. And so that was impressive. But I'm not curious at all because I know Giannis had to meet with him. There's no way that Giannis is on your roster. And I understand the president of the Bucks. He said, he basically his comments last week made it sound like when he joined 620 WTMJ Midday News, he basically made it seem like Giannis was another guy. But we all know behind the scenes, Giannis is not another guy.
No.
And if you're going to be making a decision, this is monumental for your franchise. Because, again, this decision isn't just about, we're going to hire a head coach. This decision is about, can we hire a guy and then talk to Giannis about it and see if this could potentially keep Giannis here. Again, there is no 100% one hire is going to keep Giannis in Milwaukee. But, of course, if you want to keep Giannis in Milwaukee, he's part of that conversation. If it does come out that the Bucks did not talk to Giannis about it, if it does come out that Taylor Jenkins did not talk to Giannis, that means the Bucks did something different. That means they didn't allow for him to do what they had done in the past, which would lead me to believe that Giannis is not in the picture. So if that does come out, that is breaking news. That's even bigger breaking news than Taylor Jenkins getting signed as a coach. Because if he didn't get a chance to meet with him before they signed him, then that means the Milwaukee Bucks had already made a decision that they are not going to bring Giannis back. So that I would wholeheartedly believe,
which is why
part of that conversation.
Why I am curious whether or not it actually happened or not. Like, even because I agree with you, but there's still a little part in the back of your mind and going, well, what if he didn't? Until somebody reports whether or not that meeting actually happened or not.
A hire this quickly? Oh, Giannis better have been talking.
Well, especially because he's here.
Yeah, he is here. He's still here.
Because because again, like Alex said, he posted the picture from inside the Trade Hotel looking out on the Deer District earlier this week from his social media. So we know he's around Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm. So if he was around Milwaukee and Taylor was around Milwaukee and they did not talk, then again, we know.
That's a huge sign.
But the Bucks aren't that stupid. They're not that crazy.
I would agree with that.
That would be basically economic suicide for this city.
But as far as even going past the Giannis thing, you brought up Miles Turner. Man, I think this is great for Miles Turner.
Yeah.
Miles Turner is a guy who has led the league in blocks twice in his career. And maybe he doesn't get up to the 3.4 that he did when he was 24 years old, because now he's going to be 30 in this upcoming season. But, man, he can be a rim protector, and that's what Taylor Jenkins really turned. He's the one who turned Jaren Jackson Jr. into a defensive player of the year.
And that's what I love, though. It's because with Miles Turner, it's not about developing him. It's about putting him in a position where he can flourish and he can be the same guy he was when he was in Indiana, right? This was just a bad season. I won't say anything bad about Miles Turner because it was just a bad situation. We've seen how good he can be because he got a team to an Eastern Conference Final and he got a team to an NBA Finals. Game 7, right? He was part of that team, despite some up and down play. But at the end of the day, it's about, can Taylor Jenkins get the most out of him? And I think so, but also the player development that Taylor Jenkins has displayed that he's been able to do.
Like, again, John Morant, we all knew was going to be a good player. Right? Like, I mean, had a triple-double in the tournament against Marquette. You're wearing your Marquette polo today. That's what I think of when I think of John Morant and how he broke my heart, as a part of that Marquette broadcast team. But anybody think Desmond Bane was going to be what he became?
No. Remember they say they had like short arms or something during the draft?
But so that's what I'm saying. Like, he has, to your point, been able to develop some of these players. And I think that's, exciting. Really. Yeah, I think that's exciting for someone like Ryan Rollins, who, even though Ryan didn't end up being a finalist the way I thought he should have been for most improved player this year.
How that's even possible?
You win 32 games. That's how. But that's if we're being honest. You win a few more games, maybe you get a little bit more attention if you're Ryan Rollins.
I forgot how bad it is when you're bad.
But when he took the step forward the way he did, I think he's got to be excited because he's seen, and Ryan can play some defense too, right? Yeah. So being kind of a two-way guy, I think that should be exciting for some of the young guys that could be a part of this team going forward. Again, whether or not Giannis is here, I think there's some excitement no matter what.
Yeah. So again, I'm very happy with the move, and I'm very happy how decisive the Milwaukee Bucks were. Hearing that everybody flew down and they identified exactly who they wanted less than 2 weeks after firing Doc, that's good movement in rebuilding this organization the way it needs to be done.
And I just like it when they're moving quickly and decisively, right? Because if we're being honest, the whole Doc thing here is just kind of, the way it was handled is, okay, was he fired? It's kind of a weird statement.
Yeah.
He's telling Mark Spears of Anscape that he stepped down, but also we know from Mark Spears of Anscape that he's getting full boat this next year. Maybe he's with the organization, maybe he's not. So for the first step of this offseason to be this quick and decisive, I like that. I like that step. Mm-hmm. I do. No, I just like that step.
But again, the thing is, I said it before, none of this matters, and I know Bobby Portis talked about this as well. You said FanDuel Sports, was it?
Yeah, he was was it Run It Back with Michelle Beadle and Chandler Parsons, and I always forget the third person.
Listen, if
Lou Will.
Oh,
Lou Will. We love a good
Sweet Lou.
Yeah.
That's my bad. I should always
Chicken Wing Lou?
Yeah.
Lemon Pepper Lou?
Yes, sir.
But now
Magic City.
Now I think how the NBA shut down the Magic City night. But
I'm still mad about that, by the way.
Yeah, me too. But again, it only matters if it means something to one person. Like,
yeah.
I mean, again, it don't.
Well, I think. But again, I think it. Yes, ultimately, whether or not that conversation happened, but again, I think Taylor Jenkins, whether or not Giannis is here, is a good coach to have.
Oh, no, I agree. I 100% agree, but...
Totally agree, but I think we should be able to draw a little bit of conclusions, okay? I think we are smart enough individuals where we can connect some dots. Giannis owns a mansion 10 minutes away from the Trade Hotel, Gabe. Why would he be at the Trade Hotel on a Tuesday night at 10 p.m.? Why? Tell me.
Handling business. I don't know.
Handling business. What kind of business?
They got a great.
Find it interesting. 36 hours later.
I mean, the company invested in is getting sued by the state of Wisconsin now. So maybe
be the business. That's a fair point.
I mean, they have what's called great restaurants there.
If the Bucks.
El Cervo. Have you ever been to El Cervo?
I have not.
Oh, that's good.
If the Bucks, that place is good. If the Bucks brass is thinking wisely, there's absolutely no way Giannis is in Milwaukee and didn't speak to him one way or another.
I have a tendency to agree, but again, there's just a little. I don't know that for certain. So I'm not going to sit here and say with certainty that happened.
You tell me, Gabe, why?
This is a conspiracy.
Why
this is
was
good.
he in a conference room?
This is good.
Outside of the arena at 10 p.m. on a Tuesday. Tell me that. Why?
I mean, I just loaded one theory.
I've got my Brian Windhorst fingers out.
Yes, you do.
For those of you not watching on YouTube.
Well, yeah, look, do I, again, that's why I don't think it's a conspiracy theory. I think it's a very good theory that you had, that's why he would be there. And for this news to come out then 2 days later, like it seems to make a ton of sense. But again, Taylor Jenkins was the topic of conversation. You had mentioned it. Let's go ahead and hear it from Run It Back, courtesy of FanDuel. Again, Bobby Portis talking about Taylor Jenkins moments before this hire was reported by The Athletic.
I think what helps the fact is that, obviously he was in Milwaukee before, with Coach Bud during the first stint of Coach Bud's, stint in Milwaukee. He was one of the assistant coaches on the roster, so I think that kind of relationship with Giannis and that relationship with John Horst kind of just, sits still with the franchise, so I think that kind of helps.
And again, I agree. The fact that he's been here, he's worked with Giannis, and he's a part of that Coach Bud tree. I think that's something... Again, Coach Bud was a player guy, but he also brought accountability to the team.
You know what I'm interested in that is that we're asking whether or not Giannis had a say in it. It seemed like they asked him that question. And again, I don't know how much information these guys have and what they know because Bobby Portis wasn't here when Taylor Jenkins was here. And so I'm very interested to know whether...
When did Bobby come in?
I think Bobby came in 2020 or 2021. Was this the first year when we won a championship or was it the year before?
I didn't think so.
It might have been either that's his first year or his second year when we won a championship.
It feels like Bobby, because Bobby's been here forever to an extent, right?
He wasn't I don't think he was originally here when they first came to Milwaukee.
2020 was the first year, so he just missed.
And so with that, it seems like he had a lot of information saying the relationship with John Horst. He was here with Coach Bud in Milwaukee before. Just little small details of like he did his homework on the track record and the history of Taylor Jenkins, which would lead me to believe that Bobby probably might not be part of that conversation, but Bobby might have been, introduced to him, get to talk to him, get to know him a little bit and knowing he was in Milwaukee.
We will have more on this. Eric Name, who broke this news for The Athletic along with Sam Amick, he is going to be joining us later in the show. We're working on nailing down that time, but Eric Name will join us to further discuss Taylor Jenkins, the new head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. But it is draft day. Packers draft tomorrow. Only one guy we want to talk to about that. That's Jason Wilde. He joins us next.
We're back after this on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week.
Starting off with a crash. This is in the stadium interchange on the ramp from 175 southbound to 94 eastbound off on the right shoulder. So watch out for that. We've got eastbound delays anyway from Hawley Road all the way to 35th. The westbound side's backed up from 27th Street to Hawley Road as well. Southbound 43 backing up from just before Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette. More delays from Beecher down to the KK River. And then on southbound 41, we got backups from 145 all the way down to Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, chance for showers and storms, a low of 57. Tomorrow, morning showers and storms, mostly cloudy with a high of 67. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
All the biggest voices, all in one place. The Yingling Guest Hotline. Exclusive insight from Hall of Famers, All-Stars, and Game Changers, all on the Yingling Guest Hotline.
He is Adam Schefter. But it's hard to argue with what he's doing. He's playing at an elite level right now.
The Yingling Guest Hotline on ESPN Wisconsin.
They're winning games. He's playing great football. I think every time he does that, he wins over more and more people.
Yingling, now officially in Wisconsin. DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
When storms hit or accidents happen, it's not just about property, it's about people. I'm Mandy Grimal-Lococo with Grimal & Associates Insurance. We help families bundle home, auto, and life coverage so you're never facing life's what-ifs alone. With the heavy rains we've seen in Milwaukee, we'll review your policy to be sure water backup, sump pump failures, and flood risks don't drain your wallet. Your home is more than walls and a roof, it's where life happens. At Grimal & Associates Insurance in Shorewood, we're here to protect your home, your family, and your peace of mind. Call us today at 414-332-0838.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Strofe. A couple of months ago, I knew one thing for sure. I had the girl. What I didn't know was what came next. Luckily, a friend of mine told me about the team at Robert Hack Diamonds and the job they do, getting you from knowing you have the girl to down on one knee. I had never been through this process before buying an engagement ring. I had an idea of what she wanted. She'd sent me pictures of some hints and some ideas, but I wanted it to be special and different, and that's where Robert Hack Diamonds came in. They created my fiance's dream ring, and it made that moment, that yes, that much more special. So if you, like me, know you've got the girl, but don't really know what comes next, go see the team at Robert Hack Diamonds. 3 locations in the Milwaukee area, 1 in Greenfield, where I went, and 2 in Brookfield, north and south. Their custom jewelry is made on site, lab-grown options, natural diamond options, and all the in-betweens. Stop in today or visit them online, roberthackdiamonds.com. That's Robert Hack, H-A-A-C-K, diamonds.com. And after you get that yes, like me, you'll say, heck yeah, thanks to Robert Hack Diamonds.
Got your tax refund? Before it mysteriously disappears, invested in something you'll actually see every day. Your home. At Exterior Pros and Baths, turn that refund into energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath remodel. And they'll take it even further with $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during the April savings event. But don't wait, this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Hey, better. Swing into Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee for the $300,000 Big League Series. Just play with your rewards card over 3 months to earn entries. Here's the lineup. Leading off April, on deck May, in the hole June. All monthly entries you earn will roll into drawings on Friday, June 26th, where you could win cash, free play, or one of 3 new Toyota vehicles. It's the $300,000 Big League Series, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
This is ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
He is our friend. He is our teammate. He is Jason Wilde. I already talked to Jason once today. I don't know how I feel about talking to Jason for a second time after the way our first conversation ended. Jason, how are you doing this afternoon?
Oh, no.
Weren't fully expecting to have to talk to me again today, were you?
Wait a minute. Is there? You said, oh, no. Do you prefer Ben Brust over Gabe Neitzel?
I think the kids would say, we got beef.
Whoa. I love beef now. I love pop culture. Jason,
and I think the kids would also say that Gabe just clocked me.
What, Gabe? What did you do?
Well, I informed Jason when he joined us because he's on 3 times a week on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Y'all get him 3 times?
We get him 3 times.
On the Yingling guest hotline, man.
Yeah, and he joins us on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. So tomorrow, I mean, all week long, it's been building up. So I told Jason, just gave him a heads up that he may have to referee when he joins at 7:15-ish, because we're usually pretty late when we get to Jason. 7:15-ish when he joins, because Chewy and Josh are, first segment. They might, be going back and forth. So Jason might have to, and he was giving me a hard time, because I'm taking tomorrow off when the Packers are actually picking this year.
Yeah.
And so I was...
You and everybody else.
Yeah, that's the same attitude Jason was giving me this morning, Kyle. So you're not alone, Jason. You've got an ally here.
Let me. I don't want to spin this because I stand by what I said. Let me be very clear.
I said what I said.
There is no apology forthcoming.
Okay.
So I want to be very clear on that. Now,
okay.
had I had a fuller picture, I might have had a different perspective.
Sure.
On what was going on among the various hosts and their availability tomorrow. Now, does my position also, is it influenced by the fact that Tausch is not appearing on the program tomorrow? Again, the day after the first round of the draft, leading into the Packers finally making a pick. And I don't see this happening. But if for some reason a trade were consummated and the Green Bay Packers picked 32nd tonight, where would the biggest stars of ESPN Wisconsin be?
I'll be right
Not
at
on the
home sitting
program.
on my couch celebrating, Jason.
I knew you were going to. That's how well I know you now after all these years. I knew that's what some variation of that was coming. So, again, look, no one, unlike Jesse, who will I acknowledge that I maybe took it a step too far by bringing Jesse's name?
Possibly.
Yes. I think if I have any regrets, it would be comparing Gabe to Jesse, because Gabe's work ethic is unmatched.
That's what I thought was the low blow.
He would, you definitely a low blow. You had to get the
So
referee.
so Jason again. So now Jason and I are beefing. So
he tried to take a dig at you.
Well, and again,
he didn't try. He
wanted
did
to hurt you.
He did.
Yeah. In fairness to me, which I understand that I don't necessarily deserve that. Had I known, I had this incident the other day on Jim Matt and Molly and Ryan Wollersheim acknowledged that it was on him, but he didn't tell me that they had it hard out at 5 because the Brewers were going to be on.
Oh, sure.
And so I was in the middle of one of my many fascinating thoughts, and they were basically like, all right, we got to go. And they were hanging up on me. Okay? So had someone told me in advance, because we all love Jen. She is phenomenal at her job, but I do enjoy our dude days when it's you, me, and Shu. And so I was actually looking forward to a whole week of dude Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So had I been forewarned that you were not going to be on the program tomorrow, I think I wouldn't have felt the need to compare you to Jesse, because you definitely have a far superior work ethic. All right, so now that we've filibustered our way through this, the Packers don't have a first-round pick tonight, so Gabe's taking tomorrow off. What do we want to talk about?
Kyle?
Well, what I do want to talk about, Jason, is what position do you think the Green Bay Packers must draft, right? Like, we're talking about, they could go here, they could go offensive line, they could go interior tackle, they could go, or defensive tackle, they could go corner. When you are looking at it, what position do you think would be the most advantageous pick for the Packers with the 52nd pick tomorrow?
So first of all, you just hit on the big hits, right? Like, we did something, because I don't believe in mock drafts. Now, if they get, and I keep wanting to call him Lee Harvey. Lee Harvey, you are a madman. No, it's a reference to the movie Stripes, but it's the, sorry.
Calm down,
Had a dog pull my headphones off. Yes. It's the Lee Hunter? Lee Hunter, that's the correct name. He's a defensive tackle from Texas Tech, right? Big dude. Makes perfect sense, right? Makes total sense. Also, there are corners that at 52, if they're there, would make perfect sense. My argument, and you guys can feel free to disagree if you so choose, but my argument is they can't go wrong drafting an offensive lineman there. I mean, they can go wrong by him not being any good.
Yes.
Right?
The player could be wrong, but the thought of the position would not be.
Thank you. It's almost as if you're really good at what you do, and I am not sucking up after what happened this morning. So I don't think they can go wrong going offensive line. I don't think they can go wrong going corner, and I don't think they can go wrong going defensive tackle. Now, if you are going to force me to choose, Kyle, I'm going corner.
Good job,
because
Jason.
not only, however you feel about Keyshawn Nixon, however you feel about Benjamin St. Juste, however you feel about Carrington Valentine, the fact of the matter is both Keyshawn Nixon and Carrington Valentine are going to be free agents next year, right? So not only do you maybe not feel great about those guys being your 1 and your 2, because I know some fans feel that way, but on top of that, you don't have anybody for next year other than Benny St. Juste. So I just think it's such an important place. And Tausch was giving me a hard time earlier in the week because I said, the old saying in the NFL is you can never have too many corners. And he was like, no, they say that about everything. You never have too many offensive linemen. No, it's corner. That's the position they say that about.
Yeah, and because I
whether
don't think you can say that about every position, Jason, because as we have learned the past couple of seasons, maybe you can have too many wide receivers.
That's not a courtesy laugh. I really felt that was a legitimate laugh, too.
Man,
you nailed
Jason,
it.
you feel bad. I've never heard Jason feel this bad before. When he does something mean to us, he just says, get over it.
It's not true. Well, maybe when I say it's bad. But it was legitimately funny because I really wish I would have had that line holstered for Tausch, because I think that would have been the perfect counter to him arguing that it's not just corner, it's all these different positions. Well, I think we found out you can't have too many wide receivers.
Jason, on tomorrow, do you think the Packers should be drafting for potential, or should they be drafting actual for guys who can make an instant impact? Because, again, in the second round, he's done a really good job, Goody, that is drafting basically guys who can impact this roster right away. My biggest fear is that Goody looks at this second-round pick kind of like he does with a first-round pick and saying, you know what, I think this guy has a higher ceiling versus a lower floor.
So I've seen this narrative a couple places, and again, there are some undeniably good second-round picks that they've made, right? Javon Bullard and Edgerrin Cooper. But, like, Luke Musgrave has not turned out to be a good second-round pick, right? Like, you would agree with that?
I would say he's one of the few who haven't.
That's based on potential, right? I mean, he had played 2 games at Oregon State his last year there before they drafted him.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Josh Jackson back in 2018 in his first draft. 2019 it was Elton Jenkins. A.J. Dillon, good one.
Josh Myers ends up being a starter.
He's a good example of, and Gabe's heard me say this a million times, but okay, so he's like the poster child for draft and replace, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like draft, play him a bunch, and then not re-sign him. But ideally, if you draft, say, Creed Humphrey, who went to pick after him, not only is he the right guy, but then you want to pay him. And you don't want to replace him. You want to keep developing him. So I don't know whether I should view that as a good pick or not good pick, a decent, solid pick. But my point is that I would much rather, given where they're at, have a second-round pick like Josh Myers, who is going to help me right away, than taking a guy that, even though I know he had a few moments early in his rookie year, I don't want somebody that played 2 games last year. I think there's a wide receiver out there that missed the entire year with a knee injury.
There's a corner
I don't see
from
him.
Tennessee.
Yeah, so I think, and look, those guys are distressed assets, and you could get a real good bargain on them. But the fact of the matter is that I think this year and next year are the widest that the window is open for them, and I think you want to get guys that can help you right away, especially in the event that your frontline players get hurt, because I fundamentally disagree with Goody that this is a deep team. I just don't see it that way.
Well, and speaking of that, Jason, so the other side of this is, at some point they do have to start backfilling some of these positions, and yes, they may be in backup roles, but what do you feel is a bigger need for the Packers at some point in this draft? Is it quarterback, running back, or tight end?
So, look, I'm not here to, and I don't know the future, right? I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not omniscient. But I've seen a few folks that are pushing this narrative that they're going to draft a quarterback. And, hey, maybe they will.
Well, I think it's certainly likely with one of their 2 7th-round picks or something. I don't think I would be floored if they took one or tomorrow. That would be legitimately shocking.
Like when they took Sean Clifford in the 5th round, right? Was that smart? I mean, clearly not, right? Because otherwise, if he's what you were hoping he was, then you don't have to trade for Malik Willis, who works out great, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the way I view the quarterback position is you signed, and I thought Goody, you have to kind of decode Goody. He's different than Ted. Ted, he just didn't say much of anything other than I've got sizzle. Yes, he does. See? Look at God, it's almost like we're on the same page.
We're back on the same page, Jason.
Exactly. It's almost like it never happened that I completely insulted your work ethic. But with Goody, he always says, yeah, well, we talked about that and we talked about that. It doesn't mean jack that he talks about stuff. right? And Homer's the first one to say it. Look, what does he do?
Mm-hmm.
And he can say all that he wants, but what does he do? And, there was this idea from some that they were going to sign Kirk Cousins to be the backup.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Like, I never saw that as an option. And he did say, we talked about a lot of things. He's got a lot of pelts on the wall. Was he really going to pay Kirk Cousins $10 million to be the backup quarterback?
No.
And,
right.
And obviously, by the way, Kirk thinks he's starting all year in Vegas, based on the comments that he's made.
That's not the situation he would have had here.
No,
right?
He would have been sitting on the bench.
So of course he said that they had their conversation about Kirk Cousins could have been, well, we're not signing Kirk Cousins.
Yep.
And okay, we talked about him. We mentioned his name. So, I'm sure that there are quarterbacks that if the board falls in a way that it's a great value, yeah. Do I believe that they would make that a pick? Well, yes, I do. Do I think that they are going into this draft saying we need to get a day 3 quarterback to develop as the backup? I personally don't believe that. Now, Goody hasn't said that to me, one way or the other, but I think I said it from the moment they signed Desmond Ridder last year, and then threw poor Clayton Tune to the Wolves with no weapons, no offensive line against a really good defense.
Against a team that was playing their starters.
Correct. I thought they signed this guy because they want him to be Malik Willis 2.0. That's what I believed in the moment. Now, is that my bias showing through? Me saying that's what I thought, so I want that to be the case now? Maybe. I'll acknowledge that I have biases, but that doesn't make it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think they want a guy who's got some experience, is still inexpensive, and a guy that has some familiarity with the system, which he certainly has from his time in Atlanta. I think they want him to be the backup, period.
Because when it comes to that backup quarterback position, Jason, again, maybe I'm just enamored with, guys that were maybe taken a little higher than Desmond Ridder, like Will Levis, like Anthony Richardson. And I think you could get a pick back, right? I think you could trade a 6th and then get the quarterback and a 7th in return.
Before Jason answers, do we think Anthony Richardson might be too rich for the Packers, though?
What do you mean?
I mean, he's still on his rookie deal, but his rookie deal being a first-round pick, top 5 first-round pick, he's going to cost you a couple $1 million.
They got more cap room than just about anybody else right now.
Yeah, I mean, if they believe that they can do a reclamation project with him and be successful, I don't think it's cost prohibitive, Kyle. But at the same time,
his base salary goes quickly. Base salary this next year is $1.145 million.
Oh, I thought they would make more than that. Those rookies don't make.
The signing bonus was $21 million. Packers ain't on the hook for the signing bonus.
No, they paid that, baby.
Okay.
And then he said he was too tired to finish the game.
That's a tough one to come back from. Speaking of work ethic.
If I ever compare you to Anthony Richardson, you have permission to punch me in the face. But I will admit I'm curious to see if he gets released if they were to pursue him.
Sure.
I just that changes. Goody's also talking about all those picks he's got next year as ammunition for this draft. I don't think, say, John Schneider is looking for 2027 picks. I think with 4 or 5 picks this year, he wants more picks this year. And that's what makes me dubious that they're going to go up and go to 32 tonight.
All right, Jason, we certainly appreciate the time. Who is with you on Wilde and Tausch tomorrow?
Great question. Jesse, hardest working man in show business, is going to be there.
Oh.
And sources close to the program tell me that Steve the Homer True, the GOAT, has stepped into the breach. I appreciate anybody that fills in, and I certainly appreciate how hard you work, Gabe Neitzel.
Jason Wilde. Appreciate talking to you.
Day off, and me and Stroke can't get no love. We actually working tomorrow.
But so am I. I don't get any love either. That's our job. We're doing what we're supposed to do. I'm more still walking around like Stella is right now with my tail between my legs after this morning.
Love you, buddy.
All right, guys, take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde. Always good to catch up with him.
He didn't say
whether it's
that.
here. Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to.
Man, that had to be very offensive. A shot to the heart.
Oh yeah,
being compared to Jesse Nelson.
The Jesse Nelson. Yeah, I was going to roll with it, but yeah, the whole Jesse Nelson thing kind of.
Wait, whoa,
you're still
wait a
here.
minute. I love you too, buddy. I feel compelled to close with my line because every time I don't close with my line,
people go crazy.
People are like, "Oh, is he mad at those guys?
And then
He
they're
didn't say
beefing.
the line."
Yeah, I wasn't. Look, Strofe is the one that was offended. I was not. I know where I stand, Jason. I know where I stand, bud.
All right.
Mostly
I love
because
you, buddy.
you need my father for electrical work.
Well, I do. We have quite a situation here. I'm not going to lie. So, all right, guys. Take care. Be good. I love you all. And enjoy the first round of the NFL draft without the Packers.
And to all a good night. Jason Wilde joins us on the program. We've got over-under coming up next. Again, we're a little bit scrambled here today because of the Bucs breaking news. It's draft day. So many good things. So we do have over-under. Do we already have the numbers?
No, so you usually determine the numbers. It's like caller 6 and caller 10 or something like that.
No, it's usually double digits. 12 and 18 would work, but then
shows you how much
Kyle never listens.
I do not.
So then Ben typically says, all right, Kyle, what numbers? And then he forgets.
Literally, once he starts doing that, like just now I went to my phone because I'm going to post on my TikTok.
Yeah, must be something with that chair. Chewy, the minute somebody starts doing something where it's clear we're going to break, Chewy checks out. He's done. Oh, like we do in Infinity Exteriors read. Jen did it one time in the middle of the segment. He thought the segment was over. He started taking off his headset. He was going to, and she's like, no, I was just, they do our Twitter poll, so, I was just giving them some love for that.
No, creatures of habit.
So we will do, we're doing over-under. First caller obviously gets to pick the over, the under. Strofe will give you the topic and the number that Kyle and I need to hit, and then 18 will be stuck on the other side. So 800-990-3776, callers 12, callers 18, over, under is next.
More coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week.
Starting off with a crash. This is in the stadium interchange on the ramp from 175 southbound to 94 eastbound off on the right shoulder. So watch out for that. We've got eastbound delays anyway from Hawley Road all the way to 35th. The westbound side's backed up from 27th Street to Hawley Road as well. Southbound 43 backing up from just before Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette. More delays from Beecher down to the KK River. And then on southbound 41, we got backups from 145 all the way down to Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Chance for showers and storms, a low of 57. Tomorrow, morning showers and storms, mostly cloudy with a high of 67. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
An epic Brewers Pirates series is coming April 24th through the 26th. Kick it off with Star Wars Night on Friday the 24th. And check out a post-game laser show presented by ESPN Milwaukee. Then on Saturday the 25th, get a Brewers Windbreaker giveaway courtesy of Courts. Wrap up the series with Family Sunday fun and kids cheer free. Plus, the first 5,000 kids take home an Abner Uribe poster. Grab a seat at Brewers.com.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Chris Canty.
They've been star hunting for a while now. It didn't work out with Damian Lillard a couple of years ago. He ended up getting shipped to the Milwaukee Bucks. I think this is a situation now where you're hoping that you can make a run at being able to get a player like Giannis to build around. Pat Riley has shown once he gets that superstar in the building, he knows how to field a competitive team around him. So I would feel differently about the prospects of the Miami Heat moving forward if they were able to land Giannis this summer. But there is no question about it. The Miami Heat are never going to be in a situation where they can be a top of the lottery type of squad. They're always going to try to be competitive. Based on how today's NBA goes and the elimination of true free agency, then you're going to have to star chase and you're going to have to be able to land a trade and get a superstar talent that can be the best option on a championship winning team. And Giannis has proven that he can do that, albeit a long time ago.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
Planning a high-level event shouldn't feel overwhelming. I'm Tiara Gomez, founder of Events by Design. For over 25 years, we've helped companies turn complex, high-pressure events into seamless, unforgettable experiences. When trying to engage your team and pull off something meaningful, the details matter. From concept to execution, we design every event so it reflects your vision and delivers real impact. No missed moments, just refined experiences people will remember. Let's start designing today. Search online, Events by Design.
This is ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
All right, time to play a little over-under here on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week. I do want to address this text on the Carlos Talking text line, 800-990-3776. Please tell me Ben is still a part of the program. Yes. Nick, Ben
He's on vacation.
is on vacation.
And that is shot. We need to screenshot that because that's a surprising one.
What?
People hate Ben.
Didn't realize people hated Ben that much. For you just to state it, just like a fact like that. Yeesh.
I mean, Gabe.
Well, I understand, but like for Kyle, just be like, yeah, people hate Ben.
I know they do. They do.
Like that was the strongest thing you've said all week.
Oh wow, that ain't a compliment, Kyle. That is not a compliment.
I got to speak with more conviction.
Will the guys hit the over or will they disappoint? It's time for Over-Under.
Over-under time. I've got a topic of 10. Gabe and Kyle will team up. They'll have 3 minutes to get as many right as they can in 10 guesses. Gabe, I think you mentioned it. Dan and Madison, not a believer, you guys?
So he was the first one. He took the under.
He was caller 12. He is on the under. Caller 18 was Nate and Madison. He is on the over, but not by choice. All right. Gabe, since you're the guest, I'm going to let you be the final answer guy.
Okay.
So you're going to be our final answerer.
Okay.
I don't have my pen. Here we go. Oh, that's
You need this? Here, take that one.
All right. Are you sure, Gabe?
Yeah, I got a pen in my back.
Oh, okay, fantastic.
By the way, Diana McWanago texts in. Dirty D says, don't miss Ben.
See? He's a faithful listener, too.
All right, fellas. I am looking for the Packers' 10 first-round draft picks in the decade of 2000. So 2000 through 2009, they made 10 first-round selections. I am looking for all 10 of those names. Now, the over-under is 8.5.
Oh,
all right, so you can only get one wrong.
You can only get one wrong, and your time will start in 3, 2, 1.
All right, Javon Walker.
Final.
Ahmad
2002.
Ahmad Carroll.
Final. Sorry about that.
No, that's not. Justin
2004.
Justin Harrell, I think, was like 06, right?
Yeah, Harrell's in there.
07.
Nick Barnett, I believe, was in there. AJ Hawk for sure.
Yeah, AJ Hawk final.
06.
Hold on, I'm just trying to write all these down. So Walker, Harrell, Hawk. You said Ahmad Carroll, right?
Yep. And Nick Barnett, I have.
Oh, Nick Barnett final.
2003.
Who was
Scrubby Bubby, Bubba Franks final.
Bubba Franks.
Good poll. 2000. He was the first of the decade.
Jamal Reynolds.
Yes. Unfortunately, a good one.
Yeah.
Jamal Reynolds final.
I didn't know if you would get that one because everybody wanted to forget it. 2001.
As much as we would like to,
you've only got three. You've already got 7 right. You've got 3 left, and I'm going to ruin the game. I think they're the 3 easiest.
Oh, they're the
2 minutes.
Oh, I mean, I thought A.J. Hawk being a top. Oh. So we do have, as a part of this, so 2009, they drafted B.J. Raji, Clay Matthews, final answer.
Yeah.
Unbelievable what your last answer is.
And Aaron Rodgers.
Ever heard of him? That is a perfect 10. That was way too easy.
Suck it, Dan.
Randy Taylor. Who said no?
I got 2 words for Dan and Madison. If you're not down with that.
All right, so we doing wrestling stuff. Oh, you didn't know?
Yes.
Your ass better call somebody. Come on now. I got a real Packer backer with me here. I ain't got Ben Bruss who don't know much about the Packers from back in the day.
I was going to go 9.5. I should have.
I mean, we could. How much time do we have left?
You had 1:40 left.
Yeah, we ran through that list.
Did that in 80 seconds.
Sprinted through that.
Oh, my God.
And 10 of them were because Gabe didn't say final answer after my
Need to have the Kalshi on whether or not we were going to get that in a certain amount of time. Would have way money on that one. Is that how you say it, Kalshi?
Sure.
Sure. I'm not Giannis. I won't be offended if you get it wrong.
Well, that was fun.
That was great.
I like Gabe. That was exhilarating.
I like Gabe. You just said.
No, it was cool. It was fun. Like, honestly, a lot of times, sometimes I'm a little tired or whatever. When I get to it, I got to think hard. But like with Gabe's energy here, I felt like we were flowing. And the ones that I didn't have, Gabe was able to say. So it was like, all right, we can play off each other.
Yeah, I mean again, Kyle just rattled off the first 6.
I'd like the record to show I also like Gabe.
Okay.
Just want that on the record.
Right,
very likable.
That's the cue to me. All right, we've got more to come. Coming up next here on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week.
More coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week. Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Right now, more than 100,000 children waiting in foster care need our help. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is focused on finding them safe, permanent homes. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
No matter what business you're in, as the #1 SBA lender in Wisconsin, Summit Credit Union helps your vision take shape with loan programs, great rates, and strategic solutions.
Awarded the #1 SBA lender by the Small Business Administration of Wisconsin in 2025.
Let's celebrate Milwaukee. Ewald Automotive Group's 62-year anniversary sale is on. This month, we're celebrating with anniversary savings on over 1,400 cars, trucks, and SUVs. Payments as low as $250 a month. Financing as low as 0%. Plus 2 years of included maintenance on us. The Ewald Automotive Group's 62-year anniversary sales event. This month only at every Ewald location. Go to ewaldauto.com.
Select models with approved credit. See dealer for details. Expires month end.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
According to American writer H.L. Mencken, a well-stocked bar can create over 17 billion different cocktails. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. I don't know if 17 billion is accurate or not, but I do know that Discount Liquor is the place to find everything you need to be well-stocked for any occasion. Discount Liquor is Wisconsin's home to over 2,000 varieties of beer, 3,500 types of liquor, and over 8,000 wines. Our unparalleled selection is rivaled only by our incredible savings and everyday low prices. And we know how to take care of our customers, no matter the occasion. In fact, Discount Liquor has won numerous national and local awards. Visit Discount Liquor at our Milwaukee or Waukesha locations. Family owned and operated since 1960.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
In Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Main and Barstow. Check out our specials at discountliquorinc.com.
You've always been competitive at work, in the gym, even with your kids. But lately you feel off. Workouts take longer to recover from. Your drive just isn't there. You know, it might not be your age. It could be low testosterone. At Mentality, we'll get to the bottom of what's really going on and build a personalized plan using testosterone replacement and peptide therapies to help restore your energy, focus, and drive. Get back the energy to being dad again. Book your appointment with Mentality at lowtusa.com. Again, that's lowtusa.com.
May is Skilled Trades Month, a time to celebrate the hands-on careers that keep our industries and our communities moving forward. At Junior Achievement, students are discovering that today's skilled trades include technology, robotics, and smart manufacturing. With support from Rockwell Automation, students are exploring how advanced manufacturing and automation will power the factories of the future. Thank you, Rockwell, for helping inspire the next generation of technicians, engineers, and innovators. Learn more at ja.org.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just for you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. This is ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Again, the breaking news this afternoon. Seems like a good time. Again, you know, we don't have the first round pick to speculate about. And there's no chance that the Packers are going to trade in the first round tonight. I just don't think there's any chance.
Well,
there
may be a team that doesn't want any attention. So.
I was just about to say, I got a theory that pick 31 might be available at a cheaper cost than normal.
Yeah, to just stay out of the fire's eye.
There's a particular head coach in the National Football League that might not want to give a press conference. I'm just throwing that out there.
And a particular organization that has a person who's in charge of the organization that came from. His papa brought Green Bay back to glory.
Oh, you're referring to maybe Jon Snow, Elliot Wolf?
Yeah. We'll see. Other than that, no.
But I think we've made Gabe uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So... See, we're good at that.
The Bucks finalizing a deal to hire Taylor Jenkins as the new head coach. That's being reported. We're going to talk with Eric Name about that in just a little bit.
That's exciting.
So we did speculate about this, and I don't know if this is going to make you feel better or not here, Kyle, because according to the piece that's on ESPN.com from Shams Charania, Adetokunbo is not believed to have any involvement in the hiring process and has had, quote, zero communication with the team's upper brass since the trade deadline, according to sources with direct knowledge of the situation.
I'm speechless. I am stunned. And what it means, I guess right now the reason why I'm stunned is because, you know, when you talk about what the future holds and you say, oh, he's going to get traded, it's different when you actually have to do it, right? Like, your boy said he can ride a roller coaster, but once I got on the roller coaster, I closed my eyes the whole time because I was scared. I was like, I don't want to open my eyes and see this. And right now, this roller coaster ride that Giannis has been with the Bucks this entire year, up, down, not knowing what's going to happen in the future, if this report from Shams, which he has been good at reporting, doing a really good job. A lot of people got mad at him, but a lot of stuff came out to be true.
I mean, when you got Miles Turner saying it's like he had a tape recorder in terms of his accuracy on the last report.
And so what I'm saying is this. If this is true, the end is here. The end is here because you do not leave out your star player from this conversation, because if you plan on having him here in the long term, you want to have his thoughts on this hire. If Giannis was not part of this conversation, that means Giannis is not part of the future, which means Giannis will no longer be a Milwaukee Buck, and we as fans have to face that. So if this is true, that Giannis did not have anything to do with this coaching search, we all have our answer on the future of Giannis.
I think words are important here, Kyle. He did not have any involvement in the hiring process.
Well, and it was not believed to have, right? So it's not a report saying he did not. It's just right now that is the belief.
Beliefs...
And has had zero communication with the team's upper brass, which means ownership.
Probably.
But that doesn't mean he didn't meet with Taylor Jenkins. They may not have said, hey, Giannis, do you want him or not?
But not believed. We don't know.
Just real quick. Yeah, just real quick. Was that a metaphor or are you actually scared of roller coasters?
I'm scared of roller coasters.
Okay. All right. I was just curious.
I'm connected.
More coming up in 2 minutes.
We got a couple of nasty accidents out on the road. So first of all, 94 northbound, just north of Elm Road, just south of Ryan Road. We have the 3 right lanes blocked right now with this crash. So everybody has to kind of file through in that far left lane, and it is starting to back things up into Racine County. So you do want to be extra careful, give them a wide berth, try and stay away from that area if you can. The other accident that we're dealing with right now is westbound 94, just past Calhoun. We have the left lane blocked right now, and emergency crews, the fire trucks and ambulances have left. Now there are tow trucks on the scene trying to get the vehicles out of there. So delays are stretching all the way back to Highway 100 with this one. The eastbound side, everybody is slowing down to take a look. So we've got backups coming in from Highway F all the way to just before Calhoun. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And check out the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight. Chance of showers and storms, a low of 57. Tomorrow, morning showers and storms, mostly cloudy with a high of 67. Weather is brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof siding and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
This is Coach Greg Gard. Strong teams succeed with the right partners. Bank CMG works closely with Wisconsin business owners, offering local insight, modern tools, and honest guidance you can trust. They take the time to understand your goals and help you build something sustainable. Whether you're managing cash flow, planning for growth, or navigating change, having the right banking partner matters. When your business matters, your bank should too. BankCMG.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geistdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
This is Bryan Bulaga. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN.
94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. The biggest event of the offseason. Franchise-changing picks.
Green Bay Packers select Aaron Rodgers, quarterback to California.
League-shaking moves.
The Green Bay Packers select Jordan Love, quarterback, Utah State.
This is ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week.
The Green Bay Packers select.
All right, it is draft week, draft night, even though the Packers do not have a pick today. But I am judging Alex Strofe because he just told us. Again, for a guy that doesn't watch, you're not a big movie guy, right?
I'm not a big movie guy.
You don't watch a ton of movies.
Not a ton, no.
But you were watching Draft Week.
No, Draft Day.
Draft Day. It's such a bad movie. I hate it so much with Kevin Costner. He's the fake GM of the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Wants a quarterback from Wisconsin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The whole don't
Bo
watch
Callahan, yes.
Yeah, Bo Callahan.
Oh, so this
none
is
of his teammates
went to his birthday party,
which I assume can only be at Tornado Room Steakhouse in Madison.
I mean, probably
because they said he was at a steakhouse. That's the steakhouse.
Oh,
in Madison.
yeah.
I mean, not no more. All them kids can afford.
And by the way, like your close personal friend Aaron Goldhammer is a star in that movie.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, Hammer's in that movie. Yeah,
in the movie.
So multiple times throughout the movie, they go to the local sports talk radio station, and it literally is AM 850, which is ESPN Cleveland, our sister station in Cleveland. And Tony Rizzo and Aaron Goldhammer, hosts of the Really Big Show, are in the movie several different times.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Yeah, it's a terrible movie.
Wow. If they had a movie here in Milwaukee about, the rise after Giannis leaves, whatever it is, so the Brewers winning a championship, and they did a movie with us, who do you think they'll ask?
Will Dienstausch.
If it's Bucks?
Homer.
They couldn't control Homer. No, Homer, stick to the script and the line.
Homer would stick to the script.
Lines. He would definitely.
He would stick to the script.
And then he'll start falling asleep because, as he told us,
he can fall asleep at any time.
Exactly. So he'll be action.
Yeah.
Action. So yeah, he's a risk.
Yeah, but that's who I would nominate. I would nominate Homer.
So anyway, I watched Draft Day on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
That movie is so unbelievably unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
It is awesome. I love that movie.
It's so bad. Is it like one of those things that's so bad, like you enjoy it?
Yes, I watch it every year during draft week.
Okay.
And last year I stayed at my brother's in Green Bay during draft week, so I watched it in like his basement guest room. So it was nice to watch in the comfort of my own home this year.
Sure.
But yeah, it's great. Jennifer Garner.
Yeah. That's right.
She's gorgeous.
It's been a minute since I've seen her.
Yeah,
I forgot she was in it.
Married man, turn that off.
My eyes work, Kyle.
It's crazy. I'm blind now.
Yeah, I totally believe you.
Can't see nothing but my baby.
We've never talked about Transformers Megan Fox on the show. You're right.
I said she could transform her behind somewhere else. That's what I said.
That is what you said. Now, anyway, so Jennifer Garner, Kevin Costner. Unfortunately, Diddy's in that movie. That's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate.
But yeah, Vontae Mack, no matter what. Bo Callahan. There's so many trades that suck. It's such a great movie.
Yeah, so I would not advise watching that. But as we sit here kind of reflecting, it's now been 1 year, right? 1 year, and we were all excited last year for that pick. We had, again, Strofe is getting made fun of by Chicago's Bears fans because of his reaction to their pick of Colston Loveland. But we were all excited last year when they drafted Matthew Golden. As we sit here a year later, I mean, are we still that excited about Matthew Golden? Or has some of the, kind of that, oh man, this guy's going to be great. This is the guy exactly that we need. Has he lost some of the luster?
No luster lost from the Golden Bugatti whatsoever. Matter of fact, watching the game against the Chicago Bears in the playoffs and seeing what he did with the ball in his hands at the line of scrimmage infuriated me. Because what it meant to me was I was basically, I didn't have the opportunity to see him have that type of impact on the game because the Packers didn't give him the ball at the line of scrimmage enough. Seeing him score that touchdown in that big moment in that game, I'm like, oh, wow. Why was this robbed from me? Why did they not get the ball in his hand, quicker passes, just to see what he can do with yak after the catch? So I'm actually more excited about him because now that the picture is more clear, right? You no longer have Romeo Doubs. You no longer have Dontavian Wicks. What that means is that he's going to get more opportunities. And you talked about it earlier, you talked about it yesterday, Gabe, is you said that you think guys are going to have actual roles on the team. And with these guys having roles, I think that also means they're going to have more responsibilities. I think Matthew Golden gets more targets. I think he's more implemented in the offense. And I think we will actually see what we expected to see last year. He was a rookie. He didn't shine last year. But in his second year, I definitely think that the Packers and Matt LaFleur are going to be much more intentional on getting him the rock.
It doesn't change how excited I am, but year one was certainly disappointing. I was expecting more, and whether that's on LaFleur not giving him opportunities, whether that's a mixture of the way the Packers did things in their wide receiver room last year. But, I mean, Jordan Love, Jason is always quick to point this out anytime we talk about Matthew Golden, is Jordan Love at one point last season said, yeah, now he's kind of saying he knows the playbook better, right? He is where he's supposed to be, and there were times where he wasn't running the right routes. So it seems like he has earned the trust a little bit more of his quarterback. And I'm not as excited as I was in that moment. I think it's really, I think it's hard to be that excited because there's like just a rush of euphoria because I can't believe this actually happened. They actually pulled the trigger. But again, at that time, he's this great prospect. He has no flaws. Okay, he's got a couple now, right? And I'm not saying he can't overcome them because I'm still incredibly excited about the prospect of having the Christian Watson speed on one side and the Matthew Golden speed on the other. Because that should open up the middle of the field for Jaden Reed, for Tucker Kraft. And when you've got that kind of speed on the outside, you've got to go, okay, where are we giving the attention? All this speed, but what are we about to do about Tucker Kraft in the middle of the field? What are we about Jaden Reed in the middle of the field? And I think with those four on the field, it should become such a matchup nightmare as long as Matthew Golden... And I think having the game against the Bears kind of rekindles that magic a little bit. Again, not 100% to where it was on draft night last year, but I'm still 95% as excited for Matthew Golden.
I'm 100%. 100% high on Matthew Golden. And even as you're just explaining what this offense could be like, man, you're talking about guys, again, a lot of people don't know because they don't watch the Packers like we do, right? But for folks who are Packers fans and understanding the potential that this offense has with a Watson, with a Golden, with a Jaden Reed, with a Tucker Kraft, and then you think about Josh Jacobs out the backfield, he's good out the backfield catching the ball. And so being able to stress defenses and having that many options that I believe all those guys are plus guys at wide receiver, or pass catchers, I feel really good about it. So really, I do think Matthew Golden is going to have a very good season, and I do think Matthew Golden is probably going to catch 40 passes at minimum, and he's going to go for over 600 yards. I feel really confident about this season.
Well, I mean, 40 seems within. I mean, if he doesn't have at least 40, it's going to be.
It's just so many.
He was disappointing this last year. He's still at 29. Right? Like,
yep.
he's still at 29
he was
this
hurt
last
too.
year.
So, yeah, so we're probably looking at
29 in 14 games.
Minimum of 40. And if you're talking about everybody being healthy, which that's just not going to happen, right? You talked about it
guys are going to miss games here and there.
And so, no, I expect to see a really good season out of him. The reason why he won't be a 1,000-yard wide receiver next year, and in my mind, is simply because there's just way too many guys that are going to get the rock, right? You don't go from having no 1,000-yard wide receiver for years to having multiple, right? And Tucker Kraft, it seemed like this past season before he got hurt, he was going to be, maybe up there lingering around.
He's going to be a huge focal point of the offense. Tucker Kraft is.
And so that's what I'm saying. So he's probably not going to touch 1,000 yards. There's only so many balls and so many yards that are going to go around. But I do think Matthew Golden will play a significant role in this offense next year.
Yeah, again, having multiple 1,000-yard receivers certainly possible. Again, I think of the 2014 season when Jordy and Randall Cobb both did it. One of those Rodgers MVP seasons. I don't think the Packers are doing it this year. If you had to rank them, all right, that's those top 4 weapons, right, that we were just talking about that we're excited, we're hoping get the majority and the lion's share of snaps.
Yeah.
Kraft, Watson, Reed, Golden, 1 through 4, the 1 being the most likely, 4 being the least likely to get 1,000 yards next year.
Most likely to get 1,000 would be Tucker. Tucker Kraft is most likely to get that despite the injury. I do think he'll come back healthy. I do think he should be ready week 1 based off when he got hurt in the end of October, was it? I believe it was in October. So him getting hurt there, typically you're talking about 8 to 9 months, so he should be ready to go week 1. I'm not a doctor. But then after that, Jaden Reed. I think Jaden Reed's the second most likely one because he's been a guy that's actually led the team in receiving yards twice in his career. And then after that, I'm actually going to surprise you here. I'm going to go Matthew Golden. And then the last one, I'm going to say Christian Watson, simply because Christian Watson, the one thing he has consistently showed me, he ain't going to play all 17 games.
But Christian, to me, is number 2 on that list. He's going to be their number 1 wide receiver.
But you can be, isn't cool? You can be the number 1 wide receiver, but are you going to be healthy?
I think
that is my biggest concern with Christian Watson is because he has not been able to stay healthy. So I can't sit here and predict.
He played 15 games
once in his carear. That's the most he's ever played.
He played 15 games in 2024, and then last year he didn't miss a game after he came back.
Yeah, but still, I understand he was impacted from an injury from the year before, but it still is the fact of the matter.
I think he's come over. I think he's overcome some of those things. I think Jaden Reed's number 4 on that list. I understand he's led the team, but again, Jason gives me a hard time because I'm painted as the anti-Jaden Reed guy. Jaden Reed's just a slot receiver.
You're anti-Jaden.
Well, I'm not anti-Jaden. I'm just based on the way.
Hurt?
Yeah.
It got negated because of a holding penalty, but that was spectacular.
And don't get me wrong, it's impressive that he led the team in receptions and yards his first 2 years, given the lack of playing time he received.
Yeah,
he is literally only playing as a slot receiver. And when you're limited in your snaps like that, Christian Watson's not limited like that. Matthew Golden's not going to be limited like that. Tucker Kraft sure as hell better not be limited, in playing. He should be on the field 90% of the time.
If Christian Watson is as good as we believe he is, he's going to attract a lot of attention, and you already know what Tucker Kraft is going to do. So, underneath, he could eat. He literally could eat from that slot.
Yeah, but when you're only on the field 60% of the time.
Listen.
He's never played. This is going to blow your mind.
What is that?
He's never played 80% of the snaps in any game ever in his career. Ever. 80% of the snaps.
Yeah, even when guys are down, he's still, because of play calls and different things like that. So, again, I still believe based off the fact that he's already gotten 700-plus yards in the season twice, I believe he can be a guy to get to 1,000. He's the closest to it.
We've got to get to the Milwaukee Bucks because they have made the big hire. Taylor Jenkins reportedly going to be the next head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. One of the guys who did that reporting for The Athletic. Our pal Eric Name joins us in the Gerber Law Offices One Call That's All studios. coming up next.
Yeah, and before we go, listen, baby girl's out of town, so you know what I do a lot of times? I sit inside the room, and I just look at the window. Sometimes I turn off the TV just to look out the window, and I watch the neighborhood to make sure ain't nothing crazy going on.
It's beautiful outside.
It is beautiful outside. I make sure, who is that? Make sure that dog ain't doing nothing on my lawn. But also what I love to do is I love to just look out my beautiful brand new windows from Universal.
You're a cranky old neighbor.
I am going to be a disaster when I get old. But guess what? When I get old, I'm going to raise up them beautiful, nice UWD windows and say, hey, get off my lawn. And you can do that exact same thing with beautiful brand new windows from Universal Windows Direct. And guess what? You can buy 2 windows and get 2 free, and there's no limit. If you need 15 windows, all you had to do is buy 7. Well, 7.5, so I guess you got to get 16. But buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and there's absolutely no limit. And on top of that, pay no interest and have no payments for 24 months. That means you don't pay a single penny for the first 2 years while you enjoy your brand new beautiful windows from Universal Windows Direct. And also because they love you, they'll give you $500 off your next home improvement project. Make sure you give them a call today for your free in-home estimate at 414-410-2000, or just visit universalwindowsdirect.com to schedule your free in-home visit. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
More coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week.
We got a couple of nasty accidents out on the road. So first of all, 94 northbound, just north of Elm Road, just south of Ryan Road. We have the 3 right lanes blocked right now with this crash. So everybody has to kind of file through in that far left lane, and it is starting to back things up into Racine County. So you do want to be extra careful, give them a wide berth, try and stay away from that area if you can. The other accident that we're dealing with right now is westbound 94, just past Calhoun. We have the left lane blocked right now, and emergency crews, the fire trucks and ambulances have left. Now there are tow trucks on the scene trying to get the vehicles out of there. So delays are stretching all the way back to Highway 100 with this one. The eastbound side, everybody is slowing down to take a look. So we've got backups coming in from Highway F all the way to just before Calhoun. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Chance of showers and storms, a low of 57. Tomorrow, morning showers and storms, mostly cloudy with a high of 67. Weather is brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof siding and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
No first-round pick for Green Bay, or will there be? Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Stroh getting ready for ESPN Wisconsin Draft Night coming up Thursday right here on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. I'll be joined by ESPN's John Anderson, Jason Wilde, and former Green Bay first-rounder Bryan Bulaga. Beginning at 6 p.m. this Thursday as we take in all the first-round action and see maybe does Green Bay get back into the first round. ESPN Wisconsin Draft Night this Thursday on ESPN Milwaukee.
Look, it's Jake from our store in Kenosha.
Hi, Monica. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rick. Your email said you had a big surprise. Look and tell me what you see.
Wow, I see 9 perfect examples of the classic diamond solitaire engagement ring.
They're gorgeous.
These rings are exactly what people imagine when they hear the words engagement ring.
Monica, do you think it will always be like that?
Evermore.
That long?
And each of these is 3/4 of a carat.
$998.
Unbelievable. So how much do we sell them for?
That is how much we sell them for. Can we do that?
We're the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America, Rick. We can do anything we want.
But for how long?
Evermore.
People can choose any of the 9 most popular style solitaires, 3/4 of a carat, and each of them was created in the heart of a miniature star.
5 different diamond shapes, 2 colors of gold. Evermore, just $998.
Or $14.98 with 1 carat diamond center with diamonds on the side.
Learn more at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
Your brand doesn't need more square footage.
It needs more wow.
When you work with Captivate Exhibits, trade show booths become magnets. Lobbies become living stories. Break rooms become culture builders.
Captivate creates experiences people don't just see, they feel.
For more than 30 years, their award-winning team has transformed big ideas into bold brand moments that command attention and drive results.
Stop blending in.
Start captivating.
Visit CaptivateExhibits.com.
Hi, I'm Greg Fritsch, president of the Center for Veterans Issues, inviting you to get involved in supporting the CVI mission. The Center for Veterans Issues is proud to serve veterans across Wisconsin. Each year, we help more than 1,200 veterans stay housed, find meaningful employment, and connect with the support they've earned. From housing assistance and job training to case management and suicide prevention outreach, our team is here to help veterans build stable, independent lives. If you're a veteran in need of support, visit cvivet.org. Donations can also be accepted at cvivet.org/donate.
This is ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The breaking news today, Bucks on the verge of hiring a new head coach. That's Taylor Jenkins. One of the guys reporting it for The Athletic, Eric Name, joins us. He had the report along with Sam Amick. You can check it out at The Athletic. Eric, thanks for jumping in with us, buddy.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
So this came together rather quickly.
Yeah.
Because, again, nobody else. I mean, the Bulls have a head coach opening. That was known this week. Mm-hmm. But Taylor Jenkins was looked at as probably one of the top names on this market, and the Bucks were able to secure him. How'd they do it?
I mean, they didn't mess around. That's really, to me, what kind of happened here. We were the first people to kind of report that early last week. Jimmy Haslam, Wes Edens, John Horst all go down to Memphis, where Taylor still lives after he coached the Grizzlies with his family. So they all go down to Memphis and start to kind of pitch him on hey, we think it'd be great if you be our next head coach. Here's the vision. Here's what it might look like. This is why we want you. And
it's interesting because I don't know if they know what the vision is necessarily going to look like.
I think that might be why you go down early, to really give yourself some time to explain it before we get to this week and you actually get a deal done. But I think that interest, right? Going to him and really, we described it at The Athletic as a full court press. This was the guy that they were going to, kind of take a look at. And, in previous years, they've gone with a very thorough search. And honestly, I'll be curious to, when we do have a press conference and we get to talk to John Horst a little bit about it. If you listen to Doc Rivers and kind of the conversations that he's had since stepping down as head coach, on Bill Simmons' podcast, he said, we had a meeting 7 weeks ago that this is what I was going to do. So while the Bucks would still have been playing and still been trying to win games, if that is actually true, and 7 weeks before the end of the season, they had a conversation about, I'm not going to be the coach next year. As a front office, that gives you some time. That you can really
got nothing else going on.
You can really start looking around and being like, okay, well, obviously, we're going to try to win some games, and we want to try to be as good as we can the rest of the season, or maybe not. Maybe we want to tank the rest of the season and shut down our best player. But either way, we can look forward and start doing some of that. So I'll be curious to hear from John Horst kind of about what that process looks like, because, yes, it does go quick once the offseason gets here, but if you did have a little bit of a head start there, you're kind of able to go through some of those things and position yourselves to know, all right, there are all these coaches, there are all these people that we'd want to talk to, but this might be the guy, and you can kind of put that full court press on.
So does that mean the future architect of this team, we're going to see a tandem of John Horst, the general manager, and also we're going to see Taylor Jenkins kind of working hand in hand moving forward, because, we got a coach now, and I'm assuming he has something to do with that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you allow John Horst to be in these meetings, to go be a part of that, unless he is going to be a part of this organization. And I think one thing that we've seen over the years from John is that one of the things that he does well as a GM, and obviously there's plenty of critiques, but I think one thing that he does well is he always works hand in hand with that coach. I think back to the Bud days, and, you could see guys filling out the bottom of the roster that, used to play for Bud and was like, oh, okay. Like, it's convenient that John Horst thinks that player should be on the team. And then it was like, no, okay, well, him and Bud probably talked about this might be a good guy. And I think, we saw that with Doc Rivers again this year, right? Like Amir Coffey getting one of the final roster spots. Where did Amir Coffey used to play? Oh, the Los Angeles Clippers when Doc Rivers was there. And it's like, okay, you can kind of see that hand-in-hand, collaborative process between the head coach and the general manager. I think as you're going forward, that is going to be something that, those two kind of talk about together and kind of try to get to the right spot.
Strofe, you had a question?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
What happened at the Trade Hotel the other night?
I don't know of anything.
Why was Giannis there?
I cannot confirm if Giannis was there. I don't know what.
Wait a minute, there was a video. He put it on his story.
But what Eric's going to say is he could have recorded it at any time.
He absolutely could have.
Yeah.
It would be impossible for me unless I saw him take the video with my own two eyes and post it with my own two eyes.
God,
that's a big J journalist.
You are such a journalist.
It would be impossible.
He works
for
for
me.
The Athletic. They've got standards.
It would be impossible for me to say that was that night or anyone else that might have been there. And I will say, obviously, the question that you're getting at, how involved was Giannis at in this process? And I think that is something that we're all going to keep working on, and we're all going to keep trying to figure out. Well, from my perspective, I'm guessing the organization may already know exactly what they did and who was involved and who was not involved. But as a journalist, as I try to track down more details on that, we'll try to figure out all those things. But, I saw Shams on ESPN earlier today had kind of said that, I can't say that they did have any contact with Giannis. And I can't say that either. I don't know.
As somebody who's been around the team as long as you have and has covered Giannis as much as you have, what would it say to you if Giannis, because Giannis, him and Chris Middleton famously met with Bud before he was hired. Obviously, Giannis and Chris met with Adrian Griffin.
Sure.
I don't remember a specific report, but I'm willing to bet that he met with Doc before Doc was hired. If they didn't meet, what would that say to you?
Yeah, I think the last on-the-record conversation from John Horst happened with me and Jim Ozarski at the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. It happened in New York a week before the season was over. And in that meeting, John Horst made it very clear that there are two paths. And maybe there's a third one where, we don't trade everything but whatever. There are those paths. And previously, that is not something John Horst has ever said. In previous years, it was Giannis Antetokounmpo is a franchise player, and that's the guy, and that's what we build everything around, and that's how it's going to be. I think Josh Glessing was on with you guys or someone
on 620. He was on with our friend Greg Matzik on Wisconsin's Midday News.
And last week when he got the opportunity to say Giannis ain't going anywhere, this is our franchise guy, he didn't say it. So I think right now the possibility of Giannis not being on this team is something that they're considering, and it is noteworthy that they're actually considering that because in previous iterations of this team, that wasn't something that they considered. So I would say, what would it say? It would say that that's a real possibility, that they are actually open to the idea of trading him, and they have not been previously.
This is something that's not only coming from the general manager being open to the idea, understanding that they may not have Giannis on the roster to start the 2026 season. You also heard it come out with Ramon Shelburne, who had an interview with Wes Edens and also with Jimmy Haslam, where they said, listen, it's going to be two scenarios. Either Giannis is going to sign an extension or we're going to trade him. And so, again, this type of conversation, this rhetoric is so different than what we had heard in the past of being committed to Giannis and doing anything and everything to keep Giannis. But times have changed.
Well, speaking of that time, what's the timeline there? Because the Bucks can't wait until he says no on October 1st.
Yeah,
because if he says no on October 1st, the trade value isn't what it would be once the NBA season comes to a conclusion.
I think that's part of why I find let's say the quote-unquote ultimatum from the organization a bit disingenuous, because to your point, they're not going to sit in their hands until October 1st. They're going to make a decision. And they're going to decide if Giannis is coming along or Giannis isn't. And it's their decision. And why I say it's their decision is not because Giannis didn't promise that he'll sign on October 1st or because he did promise that he would sign on October 1st. They are going to decide what they want to do with this franchise. And this is the first year since I've been covering the team where I wondered, what are they trying to do here? Like, as long as Doc Rivers was the coach, I was trying to figure out, what are they trying to do? Because I don't believe it's winning. And
well, at the end of the year, especially
at the end of the year, it was pretty tough to believe that you would have kept him in place if you were really serious about winning and trying to turn this thing around. There was no move made during the season to turn it around and show me that you're truly committed to winning. And now that leaves open the possibility maybe Giannis is going to go on a different team. Like that has to be a possibility that's open.
But what if they decide, hey, we're going to go for it in terms of keeping Giannis here? They trade any combination of the 3 picks that they're going to be able to trade on draft night, and Giannis looks at it and goes, "Nah, I'm good. I still don't want to be here." Because I think that's, you talk about one of 2 roads. That to me would be then the third road of the Bucks deciding, oh, we want to go for it and assume he's going to sign on October 1st, but then Giannis doesn't like whatever corresponding moves happen to try to keep him here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be a part of their initial calculus on deciding between the 2 paths, right? Because that would be a disaster, right?
Yes.
You trade everything away and then he still doesn't want to stay. That's a problem. But what I would say is the number of players that have turned down a full Supermax extension, I can't think of one. And that's just not a thing that happens. If you put the money in front of them, players sign. And does that mean they'll stay forever? No. That could mean 6 months down the road, Giannis says, all right, I got the 275 locked up. Get me out of town.
How soon can you trade them after they sign?
6 months.
So it is 6 months, which would be basically at the end of the season.
Yes.
Just about like after the trade deadline, basically.
Yes, because of this weird thing where because Giannis signed his last Supermax extension during the COVID year. The COVID year was months removed from when the normal schedule is. Yep. So he signed it in December. So that's kind of messed up the whole schedule because technically it should be July 1st.
Yes.
When he's able to.
Okay.
But because he signed the last one during the COVID year, that pushed it to October 1st, where now he's in this spot where he can't even sign that thing until October 1st. So you kind of have to do everything and decide which way you're going and then see if he's going to sign.
Are they going to have to try to communicate more than they typically do with Giannis in the offseason because of the timing? Because from my understanding, you can correct me if I'm wrong, just the way that Giannis has talked in the past, it seems like Giannis, again, maybe he's still in Milwaukee based on that social media post we mentioned, but at some point Giannis is going to go to Greece this offseason.
Sure.
And typically he goes to Greece, he's doing his own thing. Bucks are checking in with him, when they go and decide to, cut and waive, Dame and sign Miles Turner. There's communication that's happening, but it's not like Giannis is deep involved in those processes, whether it's trading for Drew Holiday, trading for Dame, doing what they did last offseason. But because of all that, are they going to have to try to communicate a little bit more than they have in the past? Again, just based on the whole timing of the thing.
I mean, I would say their response to that would be Vin Baker is there the entire summer.
That's fair.
Like he's there every day, and every time we've ever approached John about
if they trade Giannis, they have to trade Vin.
I mean, that's a great question. But
sorry, I was just thinking about that.
In Las Vegas last year during the Miles Turner thing, like when I pushed on the idea of like, hey, how much communication have you had with him? When have you most recently spoke to Giannis? How all this going? He goes, Vin's been there the whole summer. Like we have people in Greece talking to him every day. Mm-hmm. Like, we send a PT there. We send the doctors. Like, there are people from the Bucks around him at all times. So that would be what I think they would push back and saying. But as far as, like, organizationally, yeah, I think they have a long ways to go from the end of the season. And that is the thing I keep coming back to. And, one of the things that I asked Giannis after the season was, do you feel like you played your last game as a Milwaukee Buck? And he said, I don't know, that's not up to me. And then he mentioned control, and I asked him how much control he has. And he went straight to the injury part and being, he believes, shut down at the end of the season. And to me, that would suggest he ain't in a whole lot of control right now. Like, if he was in control, he would have played.
Sure.
And not just like one game for a potential farewell. He would have played from the moment he thought he was good to go to play 2 games after he, messed up his knee against the Indiana Pacers.
Doesn't he also realize, like, his opinion sometimes on his health can't be trusted? Because he tweaked the calf earlier in a game, but thought he was good enough to play when he clearly wasn't, because then it got injured to the point where I think I heard something pop, and now I got to be out for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Is that something that, like, enters his calculus?
I don't know.
So wait a minute. Gabe, do you actually think that Giannis wasn't healthy enough to play at the end of the year?
I think it's certainly possible. I think that's...
I mean, after what he did to his knee in the playoffs...
Well, yeah,
but that's the thing. Devastating.
But that's the thing. Like, this dude, we know can play through. He's got a high pain tolerance. So he can play through a number of different injuries.
So you think the Bucks were playing for a 10 seed? It came down to the last week of the season where the Bucks can actually play for the play-in. Giannis would have been sitting on the sideline.
No, if they had something to play for at that point, then he probably does play. So that's what. But they had nothing to play for in So let's go back to the finals. And again, correct me if I'm wrong as we talk with Eric Name of The Athletic. I think technically, if Giannis probably wasn't medically cleared, or the Bucks could have said he wasn't medically cleared to play in the finals. Because that injury is something that most dudes take a long time to recover from. But because Giannis is somebody who has a high pain tolerance and can play through things like that, that was worth the risk to play through. But if the Bucks wanted to say he wasn't medically cleared, they could have. I think that's the situation we were in here. And it didn't make sense for the Bucks to go, yeah, we're going to take the risk of you playing, even though you aren't 100%. And again, I feel like that's threading a needle, but that's the thing that makes the most sense to me.
I think that's all fair. I think the first two games of Pistons Magic is exactly why Giannis was so upset about getting shut down.
Yeah.
Because he thinks he could have been the Orlando Magic winning game one in Detroit.
And I think that too, but I also think we've now learned that with Doc at the helm, that probably wasn't happening.
Nope, maybe not. But that goes back to my other point of this team not being serious about winning, which is why there has to be trust regained by the organization, because he's sitting there thinking, I can do this, right? After the trade deadline, he's thinking, I can do this. I can do this. We can do this. We got this. Let's go. And they don't make a coaching change. Then they shut him down. And then they say, you're not even going to get a chance to do it. And I understand, by the time, we'd gone to Utah for that road trip. They were 5 games out or whatever, and it didn't look like anyone would ever catch the Charlotte Hornets. And then, you know what everyone in the East did between 6, 7, 8, and 9? They just kept losing and gave everybody a chance, if you were actually trying to win, to get to that spot. And I think that's like a part of this that's gotten lost in this conversation, is that so many people came into the conversation in the final week of the season, in the final 2 weeks of the season,
when it was already done.
When it was like, oh my God, it's so selfish of him that he just wants to play with his brothers. Like, of course the organization has to say no. And in my head, it's like, well, first of all, that would have been pretty cool. And like, if you guys do have like a relationship, I think you should be able to recognize that. 15 minutes, whatever. Let him play, and that'll be fine. But even before that is they shut it down before he even had a chance to do this thing. Yeah. And that, to me, is like, it's antithetical to everything that Giannis stands for. His whole life is an underdog story, and you didn't Jimmy Butler's never won a championship. You know who everyone thinks is the baddest dude on the planet? Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Butler's never won a championship. He doesn't have an MVP. He doesn't have anything. All because he helped the Miami Heat take an 8th seed to the finals. That's his entire legacy. You don't think Giannis thinks, all right, we win game 1 in Detroit. The Pistons, they handled their business in game 2, right? It's a little different when it's Giannis up 1-0 than Paolo Banchero. It's just a little bit different.
No, 100%. And I 100% agree with you that, because, again, Giannis is the one who lived through the series you just talked about as the 1 seed losing to the 8 seed. So that makes plenty of sense to me of why he would have wanted to try. But again, the timing has just always seemed off. Because, again, if Giannis comes out in that Utah series, but Giannis didn't start talking about it until, it was probably too late for this team to make a run. Right? Like, if that comes out a little bit sooner, then I think the timing kind of lines up just a little bit more.
I will say I did break the story at The Athletic that they had tried to shut him down before.
Yes.
Going to Utah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just talking about Giannis publicly speaking. And that's when a lot of the noise started getting made, kind of nationally, and the story ended up getting picked up steam.
Eric, it just seems to me that this relationship is beyond repair. Like, it just seems like they have gotten to the breaking point where it is time for Giannis to move on from the Milwaukee Bucks, simply because a lot of things have changed, right? This organization, the team he won a championship, a lot of the guys he won with, they're completely gone. Peter Fagan, the president of the Milwaukee Bucks, he's gone. Like, everything has changed from what he knew it to be when they were a great, fundamentally championship-type team. So, I mean, at this point, it feels like it's beyond repair.
I don't know if I'm there yet. And I say I don't know that I'm there yet because
listen to that man. He knows what he's talking about.
Because $275 million is a whole lot of money.
Well, he said
but again,
that's a big.
Wait a minute.
Band-aid.
Giannis said
a big Band-Aid.
Giannis, I think did he tell you he doesn't care about the money? Like he said the roster.
Heard.
Okay. I think he cares about the money.
I think if you
because everybody cares about the money, Kyle.
I think if you repair the roster and the roster looks better because you've decided to go for it. You've traded some picks. You've signed some guys with they don't have cap space, but they're going to have some mid-level exceptions and different stuff like that. They can make the roster better. If you make the roster better, all of a sudden when you put $275 million in front of me, maybe I'll sign it.
Can you stick around for 5 more minutes?
Sure.
We're very late. But I actually want to ask you about Taylor Jenkins and people that are here in one other question that we discussed earlier this week. More with Eric Name of The Athletic as we continue next.
We're back after this on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week.
Well, we've got some delays still with these accidents. Now, most of them have been cleared out of the way. Northbound 94, just south of Ryan Road, they still have the 3 lanes closed. At least that's what they're saying, but I'm not seeing them actually closed. We do have delays stretching all the way back to 5 Mile Road in Racine County, so that's something to keep in mind. The other accident, westbound 94, just past Calhoun, has been cleared. Delays are still pretty hefty coming out of the zoo interchange all the way past the scene. On the eastbound side, slowing down from 164 to Calhoun, and then back on the brakes from 70th Street to 35th. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight, chance for showers and storms, a low of 57. Tomorrow, morning showers and storms, mostly cloudy with a high of 67. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Feels like the world is a little broken lately. Maybe all we need is a fix. Most spirits are acidic. Fix Vodka is different. Fix Vodka is the world's first high alkaline, acid-free vodka. Handcrafted with natural spring water and select grain. Clean, smooth, done right. Better water, better vodka. Get your local fix.
Fix Vodka.
Enjoy responsibly.
Enjoy Ozaki County's premier golf destination, The Bog in Saukville. Featuring 18 championship holes designed by legendary golfer Arnold Palmer, The Bog offers a golf experience unlike any other for all skill levels. But The Bog is more than just golf. It's the perfect setting for corporate events, weddings, and group outings. Our team brings every detail to life. Play the finest greens of Wisconsin, then enjoy a bite to eat in our restaurant or out on our new patio bar overlooking the 18th green. It's time to golf, Wisconsin. It's time to enjoy The Bog.
Burkhardt Sporting Goods in New Berlin is the baseball lover's destination with a massive state-of-the-art indoor training facility featuring hit tracks with precision analytics, a huge open turf area, and all the best training equipment you need. So get in here and get ready to get better. And we'll help you with this special offer. Buy 20 batting cage credits for $30. That's 25% off. This is Bryan Burkhardt, and if you love baseball and softball like we do,
you can't beat Burkhardt.
153rd and National. If you plan on draining buzzer beaters, the place to start is Burkhardt, where you'll find a great selection of residential basketball hoops from the best brand, Goalrilla. We'll handle the installation and take care of everything to make it easy from start to finish. And right now when you buy from Burkhardt, standard hoop installation is half price. You can't beat that. This is Bryan Burkhardt, and when you love basketball like we do,
you can't beat Burkhardt.
Homer here with Mike Bruner of Window Nation. Is it the kind of window? Is it how quickly you can do it? When you hear from the customers afterwards, what seems to please them the most?
One of the biggest things, so I'll reference the survey, is clean and safe. I mean, we're coming into our customers' houses and we understand that they got nice stuff. For most people, I mean, unless you're a doctor or a lawyer, your house is probably your biggest investment. So making sure your house stays protected throughout the entire process. Now, of course, there's going to be a lot of other things like the window and the install, but according to the survey, I mean, 96% of our customers are rating us 10 out of 10 stars in that clean and safe aspect. I mean, our worst category out of all of those is going to be at about 92% satisfaction rate, which is tremendous, especially in an industry where 7 out of 10 people are not happy with the outcome of their project.
With Window Nation's The More You Buy, The More You Save sale, you could save up to 50% off. Plus, you could get 0 interest for 5 years. Window Nation, proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers.
You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We do have draft stuff that we have to get to here on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week. Bryan Bulaga going to be joining us shortly, but we're continuing our conversation with Eric Nehm of The Athletic. And he was part of the team that broke the news earlier today at The Athletic that Taylor Jenkins is going to be the next head coach of your Milwaukee Bucks. We kind of dove into some of the Giannis stuff. If you happen to miss that part of the conversation, go back on the ESPN Wisconsin app, listen to that. But quickly here, I do want to just talk about Taylor Jenkins and some of the pieces that the Bucks do have. So who should be most excited that Taylor Jenkins is now going to be the head coach of the Bucks, and why is it Miles Turner?
I mean, that's a good one. I think when you look at what Taylor Jenkins did, one thing that I annoyed Doc Rivers with the entire season, I mean, from the first week of the season,
you were good at that,
was asking about the possession battle. And what I mean by that is every game the Bucks would lose, we'd hear from Doc, well, we shot 45% from three, we shot 55% from the field, but they took 10 more shots than us. And that was because they didn't care about offensive rebounding, they couldn't force turnovers, and they turned it over a bunch on their end.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go look at Taylor Jenkins' track record, and this is one of the things I put in my story at The Athletic earlier this afternoon, like, they were elite at that. He was one of, like, the coaches on the cutting edge of caring about the possession battle. So for years, the Bucks have been one of the most efficient shooting teams in the league. Effective field goal percentage, they're like top 5 every year with Giannis. But their offense wouldn't always be there because they wouldn't take the right shots, or, you know, they wouldn't hit the offensive glass, or whatever it might be. They wouldn't be where they need to be. The Jenkins Grizzlies teams were the exact opposite. They'd be in the 20s in effective field goal percentage, but somehow they were a top 10 offense 4 out of his 6 seasons. Defensively, they're spectacular. Amazing.
A Bud Disciple had a good defense?
Who knew? They were amazing at the rim, but I will say one of the things that you have to note about Taylor Jenkins and what he did on the defensive end was, while they were great at the rim, and that makes, you know, Bucks fans immediately think, oh my gosh, we're going to go back to Brooks.
Drop coverage, baby.
And you got to sit here and you got to watch floater after floater. One of the things that they also did was they gave up fewer corner threes than most teams in the league. They were top 5 in that metric every year under Taylor Jenkins. They also forced more turnovers than most teams did. They were top 10 in that 4 out of the 6 years. So overall, you're looking at a great defensive coach. I think there's some questions offensively, what he'll do, because as a whole, the league has caught up on the possession battle. Now everyone's obsessed with it. It's not the advantage that it would have been when Taylor first started it, but I would say that him realizing that at the start of his tenure when he took over in 2019 suggests that this is someone who tactically, strategically is closer to the leading edge, the cutting edge of how you're going to put things together. So while I do have questions about the offense, it was ugly at times. It struggled at times. It was 30th in the year. John Morant only played 9 games. So like you have to worry about some of that stuff. But I think tactically this is, you know, a really smart coach who, no matter who's on the roster, will figure out kind of the right set of tactics for this team.
And then finally, before we let you go, Eric, so earlier, I've been filling in this week. Again, Ben Brust off on vacation. And we told the story of how Kyle was once managed by both myself and my wife at the same time when Kyle was a part-timer here.
I do.
And also shared that when I was a manager, the only full-time hire I was ever allowed to make was you, and even though you left 2 weeks later.
That's right.
But Kyle, did you know that Kyle credits you for him being full-time here?
Yeah, well, because of the fact that because I remember we used to have conversations about, you know, what would happen when Charles Gardner moved on, and everything happened the way it was supposed to. And once you left, they needed somebody, you know, to fill in for Sunday Karma, because somebody who came after he left pretty quickly after you. And because you left, he left, and I had to fill in, and look at me now.
Big man on campus. Big man on campus. He's on multiple stations.
Right?
Not big man on campus. I'm on campus. But not the big
He's
man
here.
now.
He's here.
Yeah, I'm
He's
here.
on campus.
I'm low.
Medium guy? Can we just go medium guy on campus?
I mean, yeah, okay. I'll take that. I'm not on the front of everybody's mind. Oh, yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Kyle. I know Kyle. Eric, I know a lot of hard work went into today. Again, I encourage everyone to take a look at the article you have at The Athletic. I'm sure more is to come, but appreciate you taking out a time out of your day, jumping in with us here on the Gruber Law Offices One Call That's All Studios.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Eric Name of The Athletic breaking down the latest with the Bucks. Bryan Bulaga, Iowa, scheduled to join us next.
More coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week.
The Green Bay Packers select.
It's officially Draft Week, and ESPN Wisconsin is your home for everything you need to know.
If there are going to be teams that are interested in moving up to get a specific player, that feels to me to be exactly what Goody needs.
From the first pick to the final name called, we've got it all. Thursday to Saturday, live and local with wall-to-wall coverage. 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, or ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Hail damage? Siding Unlimited is here to help. We are not the storm chasers. That's important. Siding Unlimited doesn't chase storms. However, if the storm comes into our area like it just did, we're always available to help. Why is that important? Storm chasers skip town, leaving you with a roof with zero warranty. Siding Unlimited uses a roofing system that will get you a 50-year warranty on parts, pieces, and workmanship. Siding Unlimited will be there if you have a call down the road. Siding Unlimited is your local family partner on this project. We're here for you. Visit sidingunlimited.com today, but definitely stop by Siding Unlimited's open house on Saturday, April 25th from 9 to 1 p.m.
How are things at Kessler's Greenfield, Kelly?
Fantastic. I heard you have an idea for springtime.
I love spring.
I have a big collection of new life to show you.
New life is a spring thing.
Show us.
I call it crosses and clovers.
These are amazing.
Well done, Kelly.
These are stunningly unique.
Kelly, the surface of this 4-leaf clover is fantastic. What's it made of?
Sarah, the surface of that lucky 4-leaf clover is made of crushed black diamonds.
Wow. I'm buying this one. How much?
$185. In yellow gold vermeil, it's just $270.
This cross?
$90.
And these initials pendants?
These are $60.
Clovers, crosses, and personalized pendants.
And a leprechaun that says they're magically delicious.
Sarah, that's a breakfast cereal.
Kelly, you've done well.
Extremely well.
Extremely very well. Happy springtime, everyone.
To find the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Summertime is when you'll find the largest selection of homes on the market.
But it's the bottom of the ninth, as it's also the time when homes move the quickest.
This is Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Andrea Woshinski. With more buyers competing, preparation, speed, and expert local guidance can make all the difference.
Start your home journey today with our white glove service at wendorfteam.kw.com.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
A real estate team driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
She walked miles with her granddaughters every day at Disney with zero knee pain, but she couldn't have done that months ago. This all started with a visit to QC Kinetics.
We have spent the last 4 days going from park to park, walking all day long, no pain. I feel fantastic.
Here's what baffles people when they hear Kathy's story.
The doctor said, you need 2 full knee replacements. And I said, that's not going to happen. I went to QC Kinetics. I started treatment that day. Within a couple of weeks, I was absolutely pain-free.
It's the kind of story that QC Kinetics hears from patients all the time.
I cannot thank QC Kinetics enough for giving me my life back. I'm active again and loving it. I'm well over a year out. I've had absolutely no pain in either knee.
Before you agree to surgery, listen to this. Think about it.
Tomorrow is Animal Kingdom, so yeah, gotta go.
Kathy's glad she took them up on the free consultation. We have one set aside for you.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris talk to the Athletics' Zach Harper. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
This is ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
when the Bucks was winning and doing different things, but you know what? That's okay. That is okay. But one thing I love Paul's Jewelers. I love Paul's Jewelers because of the fact that they let me and baby girl design our own custom ring. If you are thinking about making the big lifetime decision of proposing, I have the perfect jeweler for you. It is Paul's Jewelers in West Dallas, because that is a stressful time that you're going through, and they take the stress off your shoulders. They sit you down. They show you all the different options. They let you know exactly what you need, whether it's lab grown, whether you want to have diamonds on your band, whether or not you want to have natural. They take you through the process. So if you are thinking about proposing, you say, where should I start at? Start with Paul's Jewelers, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed. I found out about Paul's Jewelers from some folks who work here at Good Commerce Brands, and I want to share the news about how great they are. So make sure you contact Paul's Jewelers today by going to Paul's Jewelers in West Dallas. That is Paul's Jewelers in West Dallas, and I promise you, that one-of-a-kind custom jewelry will be for a one-of-a-kind moment.
Bryan Bulaga joining the program now. Of course, you can listen to him. He's going to be part of the Homer Hour. He's going to be hanging out with our guys Strofe and John Anderson, part of draft coverage tonight. Blue, what's going on, bud?
Not much. How we doing?
Oh, we're doing great. Although, I mean, how do you feel about tonight? It's just so weird for the Packers not to have a first-round draft pick.
It is. It just feels odd because normally that's something that they always treasure and hold on to, and it's so important for franchise building in their eyes, right? Like they value those first-round picks to build the franchise up from young players and retain them and pay them and keep them and hopefully keep them around the organization for around 10 plus years. That's the goal with first round picks. But is it hard to argue that like you're not going to find a better player at 20 than Micah Parsons?
That's correct. Yeah, I'm not complaining, Blue. Not at all.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it feels weird because I'm happy with Micah. Love Micah.
Yeah.
So glad he's a Packer. But yeah, it just feels a little different because it just feels like I don't have the same like pep in my step that I normally would on the opening day of draft coverage.
Yeah, no skin in the game.
Yeah.
There's no skin in the game. And it'll be interesting to see, especially with Jay Glazer's little nugget that he dropped earlier, that something big's going to happen in the first round. So I'm anxious to see kind of what that is.
You think that's going to be Packers related, or you just think NFL you're interested?
Just interested to see what it is, to see if a big player gets moved. Right? See if there's a big trade or something happens. I don't think Green Bay is going to do anything tonight. I don't think they're going to do anything tonight, and I don't expect them to. And I don't think they should. I don't know. Getting into the first round and using capital from potentially next year, I'm not sure that's going to be something Goody's looking to do, unless there's literally a can't miss prospect that somehow falls in the late 20s that he can jump in and get.
Now, Bryan, do you think the Packers are a really good draft away from being a Super Bowl contender next year?
A really good draft?
Like 2 years ago, I would say the draft with Edgerrin Cooper and Javon Bullard, Evan Williams, that really gave you some guys that turned out to be starters. If you have a draft like that, do you think the Packers could be playing in the Super Bowl come next February?
I think they have a chance to be playing in the Super Bowl, period, and that's if they stay healthy, right? Like that's the biggest if they stay healthy and the stars on this roster stay healthy. Now, do I think that they can add some key pieces that are going to have to play vital roles this season? Yes, which will enhance that prospect of them getting into the Super Bowl for sure. Absolutely, I think they can do that. I know Goody said that he doesn't think that the second and third round picks or potentially fourth round picks need to have an impact this year. I'm not so sure about that because you're picking, normally when you pick first round, second round, and even sometimes a third round, you're looking for those guys to play and potentially make an impact immediately if they come in and win the job or show really good flashes in OTAs and camp. So I think this will be a big draft to help bolster this roster to get them to where they want to go in January and February next year.
Is there a position that they could draft tomorrow, so either in the second or third round, that would shock you?
Yeah, what Strofe said, a quarterback. Yeah, that would absolutely shock me. And probably wide receiver.
Okay.
Really? Because don't you think? I mean, Christian Watson and Jaden Reed contracts are going to be up at the end of this year. If they draft a wide receiver, that might kind of predict what's going to happen in the future.
No, I get that. I think that areas to be addressed, like for this year, right? Like, and I understand you have to plan ahead, and I get all that, and I appreciate that, and that's a GM's job is to plan ahead. But when you have holes in certain areas like you have right now, you're going to have to figure out a way to fill those. And I mean, another great example is defensive end. Van Ness, this is it, right?
Yeah.
So there's another position.
Wait a minute, he could get the 5th-year option, though, right?
I thought that passed, didn't it?
No, it's until May. But Goody basically said it ain't happening. He just hasn't talked to Van Ness about it, so he didn't want to comment on it because he hadn't talked to Van Ness yet.
Got it. Yeah. So like Van Ness is playing in a contract here.
Yep.
So like that's another position. You can't have just one DN that you love. And Micah, you got to be able to kind of retool the ranks and get guys in that are on first-year contracts and can go.
Bryan Bulaga going to be joining our guy Homer coming up in the matter of minutes. Plus, he's going to be a part of tonight's ESPN Milwaukee draft coverage with John Anderson and Alex Strofe. The Homer Hour. Homer, Bryan Bulaga. That's coming your way next. This has been ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week.